Boom, and we're live. What's up, brother? How are you?
Man, Joe Rogan, I am so happy to be here.
I'm so happy to see you.
Fuck.
You've gone through a journey.
Oh, man, since the last time I seen you.
Yesterday was 1 year
Yes.
from your heart transplant anniversary.
Exactly.
Wow.
1 year, and Joe, if I told you it was easy, I'd be lying. But, man, it was so worth the journey, and it ain't even funny. Man.
What does it feel like right now? Like have another person's heart in your body. What does that feel like?
Well, a lot of times, Joe, it feels like I actually did die, and this is just a dream that I'm living right now. Yep.
Wow.
This is. I think this would be my heaven.
You look great. You're still
thank you.
jacked.
No, I don't.
You're not losing any weight.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you're still jacked. You still got muscles.
You know, it's such a fall from where I was. You know, I really appreciate that though. But I look at myself now and it's just a fragment of what I used to be. But I'm still here. That's what's so important to me, man.
Well, the ridiculous thing you were doing, you're making videos of your working out, like getting ready, and after your heart operation, you have a heart transplant, and you're running in a parking lot. You trip and fall. I'm like, Jesus, man, slow down. Like,
I got a lot of that.
You just decided that you were just going to start pushing from the beginning.
Well, actually, my brain was ready. But my body wasn't. Joe.
Did they warn you about doing that? Did they say it was okay? Like,
they told me that they gave me permission to walk, and me, I'm like, walk, shit, I can run. Yeah, at least my mind said I could run.
Right. What does it feel like though? Like when you what is the difference between the way your heart feels now?
It's night and day. Before I got the transplant, it had got really bad, really bad. I had flatlined 2 more times, before the actual transplant. And I couldn't go through another flatline. I mean, that would have been it. But the difference now, I mean, it feels...
when you say flatline, like your heart stopped?
Yes, yeah.
Whoa, and what did they do to start it back up again?
Okay, after I had this last heart attack, they asked me, they said, Mr. Fletcher, do you want us to put in a pacemaker? And I thought about it a lot because my older brother Walt, had a pacemaker installed before he passed away, and his pacemaker was actually going off when he died. So I'm like, man, it didn't really do any good for him. So I was like going back and forth, and then just something. A voice said, yeah, go ahead and get it. And so I told him, yeah, put it in. And the pacemaker saved me.
Wow. So it went flat, so your heart gave up. And then what does the pacemaker do exactly?
It's like a defibrillator, like they have the paddles that give you electric shock. That's what the pacemaker does.
Just gives you a little jolt.
Yeah, it's on the inside, inside, and it's connected directly to your heart.
Wow.
When that sucker flatlines, it gives you a jolt.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you feel it?
No.
No?
I was dead. Until we say, when you're dead, you don't feel nothing, man.
So you had blacked out too?
Oh, it's not a blackout or like you doze off when you're sleeping. Death is totally different, And I knew that I was dead before I died, before I flatlined. It was just me and my wife and at home, and I was talking to her just like I'm talking to you. And the next thing, all the lights went out. It was like one of those old-fashioned TVs. I don't know if you're old enough to remember these black and white TVs. Yeah. That's exactly how it was.
Yeah, just a tiny pinprick of light.
Yeah, and that's it.
Wow.
It's you absolutely know that this is it, and it's not. This is the irreversible, and you know that this is death, and you're not just dozing off. Yeah, you know it.
Did you have a near-death experience?
I everything. The only thing I had time to say was I had time to call my wife's name. But I mean, when they say things rush, everything was like, this is it. You're not going to be able to do this anymore. You're not going to be able to. This is it. The finalization of everything hits you like you know this is it. You know this is the final thing. This is your last moment on earth, and you know it. It's clear. And I'm like, what do you do? B. All I could do was say my wife's name, and that was it. That was it, man.
So the pacemaker kicks in, and then you come back online.
It was and it was that's a damn good description. I mean, it was like I felt like that I had been asleep for hours. It was the best, most peaceful, restful time of my entire life.
Wow.
And in just a short moment, it felt like I had been asleep, for 8 hours. I was so rested, so well rested.
Wow.
And my wife told me, it's just a short period of time, but it felt like I had been asleep for 8 hours.
So this happened twice?
Yes. The second time was in the hospital.
Oof.
Yep.
Wow. So they tell you, okay, Mr. Fletcher, we have a heart for you.
Yeah. They called me like 2:40 in the morning, I think it was.
Ooh. So you have to get in there right now? Is that how it works?
No. I had hours before I had to actually be at the hospital. I said be at the hospital, I think, like 6 or 7 that morning. Yeah.
And then you're thinking, whoa, boy.
I was happy and sad when I got the call. I was happy for myself because I didn't think I could go through another flat line, but I was sad for the donor and the donor's family. Yeah, I knew somebody had to pass away in order for me to get that heart.
Yeah.
So I felt real bad about that.
So they put it in you. You wake up. What does that feel like?
It felt like being born again, a rebirth, another try, another go at life.
Wow.
Yep. I get another start, another chance at it. My set ain't over.
Wow. So from the moment, so they have to open you up, right?
Oh, yeah.
They do that chest spreader thing.
Mm-hmm.
And what is all that like?
Well, of course,
You were out, of
yeah.
course. But when you wake up and you look down, you're covered with stitches, right? I mean, it must be a giant scar, right?
No, well, they are so good now, Joe, that, I have a scar, but consider this is my second time being split open. First time in 2005 when they put a metal valve in, I flatlined during that operation 3 times on the table during the operation itself. So me and flatline, 5 flatlines, I think I'm at my limit, man.
Wow.
So I seen the scars. They had to take the pacemaker out. They took the metal valve out of they took the old heart had the metal valve in it, so they took the old heart out. They put in a new heart, and it's just, man, it's unbelievable. Because before, a shower would kill me. If I took a shower, I'd be done for the rest of the day.
A shower?
Yeah. A shower would kill me for the rest of the day. And I had a seat in the shower,
How would a shower kill you?
Man, it was that amount of physical activity. And how, people taking a shower for granted. But that amount of physical activity would kill me. I'd be wiped out.
Just for washing yourself?
Yes. For the rest of the day, man. It was.
So you were hanging by a thread.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
Wow.
It was, kill me, and my wife was opening jars for me. Here I am, former bench press world champion. And I got my wife, hey, baby, could you open this jelly jar for me?
Wow.
Yeah, it's humbling. Humbling, very big time humbling.
How long did you have to stay in the hospital for?
We were in the hospital not very long. I mean, we got out of, we went straight to intensive care. They keep you there for like 3 days. But I think I was probably released within 2 weeks total.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then are you using a walker or are you walking fine? Like, what is it?
I wouldn't say I was walking fine, but I was walking.
You're just walking slowly?
Oh, big time slowly. Yeah, I was crawling along, man.
Wow. And how long did it take for you to get to where you're at like now? Like now I'd have no idea that you had a heart transplant.
Really? Well, I appreciate that, Joe.
No, when I saw you, I mean, you look very happy.
Oh, I am happy.
You look like you're glowing.
Happy. I'm extremely happy just to be alive. When you come that close to dying, I mean, every day is just a blessing, man. If people ask me, how you doing, CT? I'm blessed, man. I got no complaints.
Legitimately blessed.
Oh, yes. No complaints whatsoever, man. I want to hug the head. Joe, I'm so happy to see you.
I'm so happy to see you too, man.
I'm alive.
Wow.
Because last time I was on, we talked about me needing a transplant. And I needed the transplant, and now I'm back. I had it, and the first 6 months were rough.
Yeah.
The first 6 months after it was.
Like how so?
The jelly jar, opening the jelly jar, just not being able to do, normal things. The first thing I tried to do was walk. So they had me walk around, I guess, a city block, maybe a city block. Joe, when I first tried to walk around a city block, I'd have to stop probably 12, 13 times and take a seat and get up and try to walk. And it was killing me, man. My wife would slow down. She'd slow down and walk with me. And I said, it was such a struggle. And I'm like, you know what? I don't give a damn how long it take me. I'm going to make it, man. I'm going to make it. So just keep going.
And what kind of activity are you able to do now a year later?
I am lifting again, but very lightly. I'm able to do, the machines and stuff in the gym. I think I've been able to do that for the last 2 months.
So when you say lightly, is this by doctor's orders?
Yeah, the doctor. I can't do anything, without them approving it first. Yeah, except the run in the parking lot. They didn't approve that. Yeah, my mind was like, go ahead, you can do it. Wow. My body was like, leave me out this motherfucker.
Yeah. So what holds you back in terms of like lifting weights? Like why do you have to go light?
And my strength is just nowhere near what it used to be. The strength is still, I can tell that, I have a long way to go. But, just to be able to do anything. So I get in there and I do what I can. Mm-hmm. That's what I tell people all the time, man. If you can't, do what you want to do, at least get in there and do what you can do.
Yeah.
It's better than doing nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, do they have you on medication to make sure that the heart doesn't get rejected by your body?
Most definitely. And people are out there who've had transplants. I know that they're like, oh, man, yeah, I take about 21 different medications every day.
Whoa.
Yeah. Yep.
21 different medications. And what are the side effects of the stuff?
They used to be worse, but now, my feet are swollen pretty much every day. Something in the medication kind of kicks my arthritis. I have arthritis too, so it kind of kicks in. My toes are stiff, and pretty much every day. But when I compare the side effects to what could possibly happen, which is death, the side effects ain't shit. I'll take them.
Now, will you have to take this medication forever?
It gets less and less. When I go back this month, back up to Palo Alto where they did the transplant, they're going to take off about 4 or 5 different medications. So I'm a year out now, they're less, and then the further you get out, the less medications. I'm thinking eventually we'll get down to 2 or 3.
But you'll always have to take something.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And is this because your body doesn't understand why it has someone's heart in it?
For a while, that in the beginning, like that's why I'm taking 21 now. It's because, to keep the chances of rejection down.
Why do bodies reject? Do they understand that?
Well, yeah, it wasn't the one that you was born with.
Right.
It's a foreign, a foreign heart. And I really want to talk to you about that heart, what I know about it.
It's a woman's heart, right?
Yeah, so you know
yeah.
already.
Oh, I'm following you,
I
brother.
thought I was going to drop a bomb on you.
No, I'm following you.
He knows very good, Joe. Very good. Yeah, but I tell you that threw me for a loop.
Yeah. And
I was, I'm always talking about how strong my faith is, and I'm faith, man, the Superman of faith. And and I have so much faith till nothing can't faze me. You know, I went into the operation. Hey, I'll see you guys on the other side of this because, you know, I know I'm going to be all right. I got so much faith that, you know, I'm going to get through this. So I'm going to see you guys. But when the doctor came in and told me that I had a woman's heart, that socked the shit out of my faith, man. Because I had done study, you know, I looked, you know, studied on this, the survival rate of male to female, and it wasn't good. The studies that I had read wasn't good. When they do female to male, it's not good. And I was like, everything I had read said it's not a good thing. The doctor comes in and says, yep, you got a woman's heart, and she wasn't that much younger than you are. I'm like, fuck. that you know, that tested my faith big time.
How did she die?
I have no idea. But the thing, I have feelings. I haven't talked to the family. I would love to. I don't know anything about it, but I have these feelings, and I really would like to know if what I'm feeling is right. You know, I really want to meet the family and let them know that I'm out here doing everything I can to raise donor awareness, and that their mother or their wife or their sister or their aunt didn't die in vain, and that I'm doing my absolute best to carry on and let people know that, you know, she was a donor, and that it's so utterly important for people to donate, to give the gift of life.
What are these feelings that you're having? I
have feelings that for some reason I can see that I feel like she was an Oriental lady.
Really?
I you know, I don't know why, but I really have feelings like that, and I feel like I can see this woman telling her husband, you know, I'll see you when you get home from work, and making plans with her kids for the weekend. And I have no idea if this is right or not.
Wow.
But I just have those feelings.
Are they recurring?
Yes.
And do you remember it like a memory?
It's like I get to look into her, you know, her existence, her life, and I have no idea. I could be totally wrong. She could be a Jamaican lady.
Right.
You know, I have no idea if I'm in the ballpark or not. I just have this feeling. I just have a feeling.
Wow. Do you have any unusual cravings or anything, like food or?
I don't think. No, I don't think I have any. I do talk to her, and I feel like that. You know, when I was walking around and I'm trying to make it around that block, I would often ask her for help to help me make it around that block. Wow. Yeah, I talk to her a lot.
Wow.
Yeah. Come on, lady. I need your help. You know what I mean?
Do you have a name for her?
I just call her lady. Come on, lady. Come on, lady. I need your help.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Superman from Compton has a lady's heart.
Now, when you say that it's not, the results aren't good for lady hearts in male bodies.
Yeah.
Did you say that to the doctor?
Yeah. I mean, the doctor, it's so funny. I don't even know if the doctor's supposed, because it was this one doctor, he would come in, a young guy, and he would come in every day. How you doing, Mr. Fletcher? And I always say, I'm blessed. I don't care. When I woke up from the transplant, I consider every second after that a blessing. It's borrowed time, man. I wasn't supposed to be here. So my answer is always, I'm blessed. So he come in, how you doing, Mr. Fletcher? I'm blessed. I'm blessed. He said, you know what? You're going to change that. And I go, no, doc, it's nothing you can say that's going to make me change my answer. I'm going to always be blessed no matter what you say. He said, you think you're doing really good, don't you? And I'm like, hell yeah, I think I'm alive. Yeah, I think I'm doing good. I walked around this hospital corridor. I think I'm doing really good. He said, you're not. You're doing about what you're supposed to be doing. And you have a woman's heart. And it's too small for you. And she was almost your age. I go, fuck.
It's too small for you.
He told me that the heart was too small. And the lady was, I was 58 or 9, and 59, because I'd be 60 on June the 8th. So he says it's too small, and you're not doing anything extraordinary. You're just doing average. And she's your age. I'm like, man, for the rest of the day, I was fucked. I'm like, man, God, why did you do this to me? Why did you give me a woman's heart and an old woman at that? Why can't you give me an 18?
Right.
Why, God? I was questioning, why did you do this to me?
Did you ask him?
Heck yeah.
What did he say?
You mean the doctor or God?
The doctor.
I didn't ask the doctor. My doctor did come in, and you know what? I'm sorry. I did ask the doctor. I asked her. I said, Doc, why? Why could you? And dude, I had tears in my eyes because this was, I'm like, fuck, I got another heart, but I ain't gonna last long.
Right.
I'm gonna be out of here. So it was, it was fucking with me. And the doctor, I asked her, Doc, why? Why? And she looked me in the eyeballs, Joe, and she said, Mr. Fletcher, we didn't want you to die. It's just that simple. We didn't want you to die.
So that was what was available.
That was what was available. It was a healthy heart, and I needed one bad, Joe.
Now, will that heart grow to match your body?
It already has, Joe.
Really?
It is the proper size that it did. Yes, and the doctor that told me it was too small is the one who told me that it had grown to the proper size.
Wow. So
Yes.
why did it grow? Because it recognized it was in a bigger body?
Joe, that's on the physical. If you look at it physically and probably, with a rational mind, that would probably it realized that it had to adapt to a large. But I'm gonna give a little credit to God because that's just me, man. So because he came back too fast. It was like a week later and said it's already the size it should be.
A week later?
Yes.
A week after the transplant?
A week later, before I left the hospital, he was telling me that it's already the size it should be.
Jesus.
And I said, see, Doc, I told you I'm blessed, man.
That doesn't make any sense.
I know.
What did he say? Did the doctor say it doesn't make any sense too?
No.
Or is it just a normal thing?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Wow.
I have no idea if it's a normal thing or not. But, I'm giving credit. I'm like, wow, another miracle. Thank God. And like I said, I questioned God, and my answer was I got back was simple. He said, if I gave you a 18-year-old Olympic athlete's heart CT and you recovered and was doing well, then people are going to say that that's why. You got an 18-year-old Olympic gold medalist heart and you're able to recover and stuff because of this. Mm-hmm. But if I take an old lady's heart that's too small and that you're not supposed to be able to come back and do these things with this heart, then they're going to have to give me a little credit. He said, I have a habit of taking the least of the least, the lowest of the low, and making something out of it. And I said, let me shut the fuck up. You're absolutely right. It wouldn't be that impressive.
Right.
It wouldn't be a miracle if if it was just a wonderful heart. But because I'm God, I'm going to take this heart and give it to you, and you're going to still do all those things. Wow. So shut up, CT. I said, okay. That's good.
Now, when you're exercising now, are you pushing, or are you just getting to a point where you just feel a little tired and you back off?
No, Joe Rogan. I can't help but push myself.
I know. That's why I'm asking that.
Yeah, it's I give everything I got. Yeah, I can't help it. I cannot help.
Do you feel weird when your heart starts beating heavy? Or should I say her heart?
Yeah, her heart starts beating pretty fast. And, I don't feel weird. I feel like it's something I've done my whole life, and I'm just glad to be back, able to do, some of what I used to do. It's just, I feel good. I still talk to her, though. Come on, lady.
I'm sure.
We got to get through this set, lady. Come on.
And now, you feel it building up? Like you feel like every month or so you get stronger?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. I feel that the longer that it's in me, the longer that the heart is in me, the more it feels like, that's where it should be. And my body adapts.
And how long does a heart transplant usually survive in a person?
Well, I think the longest at this point is close to 40 years.
40 years. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't want 40 years.
That's
I don't want to be 100, man.
You don't?
No.
Why not?
I never expected, like I said, on June the 8th, I'll be 60. I never expected to make it to 40.
Really?
So, really? Really? Yeah, I never expected to make, I expected to die young. So I'm way past what I thought I would make it anyway. So this is a blessing.
Why'd you think you were going to die that young?
Oh man, I wanted to be, I wanted to be the skyrocket, man, to shoot brilliant, like to shoot way up in the sky and be a brilliant burst. And man, I thought that would be the perfect ending. Just go for it, and explode. That dead motherfucker, yeah, but he was something else when he was alive, and I'd be happy with that,
That's what you thought was going to happen?
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now you got to settle in for 40 more years.
Yeah. I don't even want to be 40 around.
Well, why do you say that, though?
Yeah,
you want to be alive right now, and every day's a blessing right now.
Yeah.
So why isn't 40 years a blessing?
It would be a blessing, but I mean, I would be, I don't want to be around where I don't want to be a burden on anybody. And I think when you're 100, man, somebody else got to take care of you, wipe your ass,
Yeah.
You got to wear diapers and shit. And I don't know if I wouldn't want to be around to be a burden on somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean. But right now, you're not a burden.
I hope not.
No.
I think my wife might disagree, but I hope not.
But you're moving around, man. I mean, like I said, if I didn't know, I would have no idea.
Well, I appreciate that.
And even though I know you must have lost some muscle, you still, if I just met you, I'd be like, this is a jacked dude.
Really?
Yeah, you still look at the size of your arms, man. They're still huge.
I don't think so, but
just
I appreciate
compared to
it.
what they used to be, that's why.
Yeah, I
That's
guess
all it is.
maybe. So I don't see him as huge. Yeah. That's kind of stuff don't even matter that much to me anymore.
Right, I'm sure. You have a new lease on life.
Oh yeah, big time.
What matters to you now?
The really important things are, of course, my family, and spreading donor awareness is so important, because so many people die just waiting to get a heart. On the list, I think 21 people a day pass away just waiting, trying to get. And I was so fortunate, so blessed to be able to get one, that I want to try to make sure that other people get one too. So if whatever I can do to try to raise awareness.
What is the problem? Like people putting that they'll donate their organs on their
it's so
driver's license?
simple. You can do it online now on your driver's license. In California you can. I don't know about other states, but in California you can do it all online, and through the DMV, and get your dot on your driver's license. And I want to be a donor. And I mean, you can't take the stuff with you, no way. So
no, people get paranoid too. I've heard people say, "I'm worried about doing that because what if they don't resuscitate me because they need someone to get a heart or a liver or something?" I'm like, "Oh no, man, I really don't think that's what doctors are into."
No, it's hell. At younger, when I first got my driver, I was 16 years old, and asked you, "Do you want to be a donor?" I'm like, "No, I'm taking everything that God gave me with me. I ain't leaving. No, I ain't donating nothing." But time brings about a change, man. You get a little older, a little more wisdom, and if I can got something that somebody else can use, most definitely take it. Yeah, my mother and all 9 of her brothers and sisters all passed away from heart.
Really? So it's just something that's in your family?
Oh, yeah. Especially my older brother, Walt, passed away just a couple of years ago from congestive heart failure and other complications. So heart problems run big time in the Fletcher family.
That's a crazy one, right? That does run in families.
Yep. It is crazy. Yeah. But it's reality.
Yeah. So now, what kind of diet do they have you on?
I eat very clean now, Joe. I guess I have my my kids crack up. I say I'm a Presbyterian, but actually that's pescatarian. I fish. I eat fish, and vegetables and.
It's no bullshit.
Yeah. No bullshit.
Yeah, no time for bullshit, right?
No time for bullshit. That's exactly right, man.
Do you drink coffee?
Time is precious. No, I used to, but the caffeine, my doctors don't like me to add the caffeine. Yeah,
I would imagine.
Yeah.
So rest must be very important for you too.
Yeah, I get plenty of it. Yeah, it is.
What other things do they make sure that you do?
The diet has to be on point. Have to take my medication. They don't want me to do too much strenuous activities. They had limited me. I was not able to travel out of the country until yesterday.
Oh.
So yesterday.
So at 1 year anniversary, that's when they give you the green light?
Yep. Now I can go all over.
What did they say when they saw you run in the parking lot and fall down?
All my doctors and, they all said, CT, what do you think? Except one, my cardiologist. And he said, you know what, CT, I'm not going to lecture you like everybody else did. You already know that they shouldn't have done that. But, man, I am so proud of you. He said, you have inspired me to start working out again.
Wow.
Yep. That was Dr. Salam. Dr. Salam, if you're listening, thank you. He was the only one that didn't condemn me.
How far out was that from the surgery when you fell down?
3 months. Yeah.
You're so crazy.
Yeah, but I felt like I could do it too. My mind was like, go.
Yeah. Well, that's that mentality that you have, I would imagine that's very hard to adjust.
Yeah, it's big time. I mean, from being able, it will be the same for you. So you're an active guy, kicking the shit out of bags and stuff, old lightning foot over there, and then you think and not be able to raise your leg, or throw a punch. Man, I'll be walking around in the grocery store. I'm like, man, with my wife, and I'm like, man, I hope nobody fucks with me.
Oh, right.
So,
yeah.
How would you feel if you thinking, man, if somebody fucks with you, you can't even punch them?
Yeah, you can't do anything.
You can't do nothing. You'd be helpless. That is hard to accept.
What little old ladies have to do
with every
day of their life, right?
It's super hard. I'm like, man, if somebody fuck with me, I'm just going to get beat up. I got no defense. That's a terrible thing. It's a terrible thing, but awfully humbling. Awfully humbling, yeah.
Damn.
And you realize, just how your whole life you live for strength. I've been a strong man my whole life. And then all of a sudden, all of that is taken away. And you're just, a fucking invalid, man. You're just weak as shit. It's very hard mentally to deal with.
But you're past that now.
Yes.
Now you're just in what? How would you categorize how you feel right now?
I categorize my emotional feelings as being probably better than ever.
Really?
Yes. I see things in such a different light after coming that close to dying. The things that I thought were important just don't even matter no
Like
more.
what? Give me an example.
I give you one example. people, I used to tell, okay, you asked me about this last time I was on the show, and I tell people, they say, well, it's about the steroids. Steroids, you take steroids. And I tell them the same thing that I've been saying for fucking 25 years in magazine articles and stuff. I tried them. Yes, I tried them when I was young. And didn't work for me. I stopped taking them many years ago. Nobody, a lot of people don't believe that. They don't believe that, and they'll tell me, oh, you're full of shit, CT, you're lying, you're da-da-da. And Joe, that used to bother the fuck out of me. People was lying. I'd be arguing with people online and say, fuck it, I'll take your goddamn drug test anytime, any 24 hours a day you can test me. I'll tell you what, I'll give you $10,000. If I fail your drug test, all you got to do is get off fucking social media. Nobody ever took that by but I don't give a fuck if people say I take steroids now. I don't care. Who cares?
Right.
I don't care. Now it's a fucking compliment.
Do you you don't still go back and forth and argue with people online?
Oh no, not anymore. But I sure did. I
did.
Oh shit, I would jump on them in a minute, John.
I used to see you doing it. I'd shake my head and be like, "Why is he doing that?"
Oh man, Joe, because that was my mentality.
Yeah.
I attack and I attack back. You hit me, I'm gonna hit you back, man.
Yeah.
Try to hit you harder than you hit. Let's
all
go.
caps.
Oh yeah. Well, I do the all caps. People talk to me about you're yelling, CT, but I can't have C. So I make it all caps so I can read what I'm typing.
Right.
Or you're yelling. I said, can you actually hear that? Can you actually hear that? Those words. You're fucking wow. You got spidey sense, man.
That is one of the most humbling things about getting older is the vision going.
Oh yeah,
I've noticed like from when I was like 42, I started to notice it, and by the time I was 46, I was like, God damn it, I think I need glasses.
Yeah,
because I would just try to like read the computer, and I'd be doing this with my eyes, like bulging my eyes and squinting and trying to look at it sideways and trying to see what the fuck I was reading. It's a weird thing. It's like, oh boy, my ability to see the world is fading.
It happens.
Yeah,
it happens to the best of us.
But it's a warning sign. Like, hey man, this is a finite existence.
Yep. Oh,
get some shit done.
Right.
Yeah.
Now.
Right now.
Don't wait.
Don't be waiting.
Time is such a precious commodity. Billionaires, you cannot buy 1 second.
No.
1 second of life.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
No.
It's so precious. If anything that you're thinking about doing and you've been putting off, my advice is to get to stepping, get to doing that shit right now, man.
Get after it.
Don't put it off any longer. Get it done.
So do you feel like you're like CT Fletcher 2.0?
Definitely. A new dude with a new attitude, man. Yep, big time. No more. You don't be arguing. I tell the guys I used to argue with online, hey, I love you, man. You can hate me all you want to. I love the shit. I ain't got time for hate.
Yeah.
And for racism or a big, I ain't got time for none of that.
It's all foolishness.
Yeah, it's so much bullshit and just a waste of time. It ain't even funny.
Yeah.
I'm like, look, if the transplant experience enhanced my view. I've always said we're all the same under the bar. My mom taught me to love everybody, but look, I have no idea the nationality or race of the donor. It don't matter.
I hope you're right. If you're right and it's an Asian woman, I think that would be fantastic. That you could feel that you would know that, and you could feel it.
Man, wouldn't that be something?
It'd be amazing.
I got to find out.
How can you find out?
I don't. I have no idea. Hopefully they're listening to the Joe Rogan podcast.
Well, why don't you give them some details? Like what day did it happen, and where did they tell you where the donor came from?
Nope.
What part of the country?
Nope. I know that the heart was flown in. And I actually, my wife videotaped.
How crazy is that?
It's something else.
They took a heart out of someone's body and then put it on ice and flew it toward you.
And she has video of the ice chest, me going into the room and then the ice chest come following right afterwards.
God, that's so crazy.
It is crazy. It's when I was a kid, it would be like Dr. Frankenstein.
Yeah.
They didn't start doing it until 68. And I was born in 59, so,
Wow, they did heart transplants in 68?
In 68, yeah. That was the first one, 1968. They've been doing it a long time. But when I was a kid, it would have been like Dr. Frankenstein. You told me something like that was possible. I would have said, oh, hell no. You're crazy. You're just making it up as science fiction. But it most certainly is possible.
They think they're going to be able to grow your own heart. They're working on that right now, growing your own heart with stem cells.
Yep, and it's going to happen.
Which is just crazy.
Yep, it is going to happen. I have no doubt.
Yeah, they've already grew a woman's bladder. The woman had bladder cancer, and they grew her a new bladder.
Wow.
Yeah, and replaced her bladder.
Yep, so the heart's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming, man.
Yeah, they're already working on, I think they're 3D. See if you can find it, Jamie. They're 3D printing a human heart. And they think that they're going to be able to get to a point where they have a working model of a human heart.
Wow.
Yeah. and put your heart in your body, a freshie,
Wow.
brand new one, which is just so crazy that you're gonna
That
have.
is crazy.
Yeah, and how about for people who are amputees and things along those lines? So be able to replace
Man.
limbs with your own limb, actually grow you a limb.
Isn't that
Yeah.
something, man?
It's gonna. I mean, here it is. The first 3D printed heart, made up of living human cells. Like, look at this. Yeah. Yeah, man. Thank God there's people smarter than us.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
But look
yeah.
at that. That is a heart made by universities, Tel Aviv University.
Wow.
A heart the size of a rabbit marks the first time an entire heart has been 3D printed. So that's a tiny one right now, but complete with living cells, blood vessels, ventricles, and chambers intact. Incredible.
Oh, my God. That
Incredible.
is incredible.
Mini heart can contract, but it can't yet pump out blood. So they're working on all those different variables, I guess. But man, isn't that incredible? Look at that. Doing it with a 3D printing machine. Like 3D printing machines freak me the fuck out. Like that's the future. They're going to be able to make things.
Yeah.
Look at that. Look how that works. If you folks who haven't seen this, this is What the Future. It's on cnet.com. You can Google it and just watch the video of them actually creating this. It is unbelievably fascinating. So did you look at the heart before they put it in you? Did you get a chance to see it?
No.
No?
I was out.
Oh.
Yeah, I was out by that time. Yeah.
Wow.
No, didn't look at it. And,
So you wake up, lights come back on.
yep. And,
Doctor's there, your wife's there.
yep, doctor's there, my wife's there. And it was, a new day. And I was like, I kind of wanted to say, "I told you so." Yeah, that was the first thing popped.
That's
in my mind.
hilarious.
I told you so.
Told you so is a funny thing to say when you come back from a heart transplant.
Well, I mean, because you would be surprised at how
That
many.
would be so funny though if you did say that.
Yeah,
I told you so.
It was so many. I got so many people, and it was overwhelming support. But I got quite a few. Well, too many for me. Messages or DMs. I hope you don't make it. I hope you die. And I wish we were dead already. Stuff like that.
Do you feel sorry for those people now?
Oh yeah, most definitely now.
Yeah.
Now I do.
Instead of being angry.
Yeah, before
Yeah.
the surgery, I was like,
Yeah.
choke the shit out of them. But now, it's like, man, you got to be. What is your existence must be pretty pitiful for you to feel that much hate for somebody that you don't even know, never even met. I just can't stand Joe Rogan. I hate him. And I never met him. I never sit down.
Yeah, there's no happy people that are doing that.
No,
it's just
man.
it's so transparent.
You got to be pretty,
Unbelievably miserable.
Miserable, just miserable. I'm gonna follow Joe Rogan just so I can talk shit about him. I don't care. I wish Joe Rogan was off the air, but I'm following every word he says because I don't want to miss nothing that Joe Rogan has to say. But I hate him.
Yeah.
Makes no sense, man.
Well, it doesn't make sense, but a lot of people don't make sense.
That's true.
People live their lives in just very counterproductive ways, and they feel like as long as they've got something they're excited about, they're doing something, even if it's excited about hating you for no reason.
Yeah, I don't get it. Time is too precious to waste on hate.
It's just foolish. It's just it's a foolish way to exist.
Yeah, they can take livers and hearts and different organs from any nationality and switch them around. We're interchangeable, Joe. We are interchangeable.
Well,
man.
we're all one thing.
Yes.
The only thing that separates us is the climate that we came from. That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
And it makes racism so stupid.
Everything's stupid. Tribalism is stupid across the board. Conservative versus liberal, that's stupid. Southern versus northern, that's stupid.
It's stupid.
Yeah,
Joe.
Asian versus black is
It is
stupid.
so
White versus
stupid, Joe.
Pakistani stupid. It's all stupid.
So stupid.
So stupid.
We're all interchangeable, dude. We mix it. We're all that there right there shows us that we're all one, man.
Yeah.
We wouldn't be interchangeable.
No.
We couldn't if we. It's this outer shit that's on top. This epidermis, this skin, this stuff that divides us, and it's
that's
so
also
crazy.
what makes us interesting too.
Yeah.
That's what's so foolish about it. It's like what's fascinating to me is that human beings came from every single spot on the earth.
Yeah.
And one time they originated in Africa and spread out all over the planet and adapted to each individual environment. When you meet someone from Ireland, they're white like paper.
Yeah.
That shit's just because there's no sun.
Exactly.
Their body developed like a solar panel for vitamin D. They're like, we got to figure out how to get fucking vitamin D. This black skin ain't cutting it. There's no fucking sun out here.
Yeah.
And we don't need this melanin because we're not protecting ourselves from the sun anymore. So they turn white.
Just that.
But they're the same exact thing.
They can take that guy from Ireland and guy from Africa, and if this guy needs a part, and hey, let me switch it up.
This gentleman here, Graham Hancock, was on my podcast last week, and he's a brilliant, brilliant guy, but he studies ancient civilizations and people. And one of the things that they're studying now is the various civilizations that we didn't even know existed, that existed in South America, like huge multi-million size population civilizations in the Amazon, like 20 million people living in the Amazon at one point in time. And they think they were wiped out by Spanish explorers and European explorers that came over and gave them smallpox. Like the way they wiped out 90% of the Native Americans, they think the same thing happened down there in the Amazon. They had huge cities down there that European settlers had reported on. They were just wiped out. But the point is that we were everywhere.
Yep.
And it's all one thing. It's all humans.
It is.
It's all
That's
humans.
it. The human race. That's it, man.
And the funny thing about white people that are racist is that, especially like I have Neanderthal DNA that's more primitive than Homo sapien DNA, and it's only in white people. Like it's kind of funny that way, because white racists, like they have to deal with the fact that only white people carry that Neanderthal shit in them.
Do you think that I don't think that they would find that a bad thing, bro?
The Neanderthal DNA?
Yeah, no, I think they'd be hell yes.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Well, they weren't smart enough to stick around, for whatever reason. They don't even know why. They don't know if we outbred them or if we interbred with them or if we wiped them out. They don't even know. They're also finding new humans. There's a human they found in Russia called I think it's called Denisovan. Is that how you say it? And they just found more bones of them in Tibet. So they know that these Russian people that was a totally distinct subspecies of human traveled to Tibet. Yeah, and Neanderthals lived for 500,000 years. So they were around way longer than we've only been around, I think, for a couple 100,000 years, Homo sapiens.
Yep.
So they were around longer than us, like by a factor of like somewhere around 300,000 years.
Damn.
Yeah, all over the world, man. Just what a crazy animal we are. We just travel everywhere and find a spot and adapt.
And that's right. We make it work.
Yeah, stay in a community so you could help each other and live off each other and adapt. And unfortunately, that's where all our tribalism comes from too. That we have this tight-knit group and everybody else, fuck everybody else. It's us versus them. And that's inside of us,
Wouldn't it be great? And this is where I look at. I don't think that it's wrong if you're an Italian guy. I don't think it's wrong to be very proud of being Italian. And if you're a Polish guy, I don't think it's wrong to be very proud of being Polish. Why can't I be proud, or why can't you be proud of being whatever race you are? You can be proud of that, but does that mean that I have to hate another guy because he's not the race that I am? You can be proud of what you are and not hate another guy for being different than what you are. How about we give that a try?
Well, I think the feeling that you got from this second chance on life, this beautiful feeling of appreciation and celebration of this existence, that's what we need to try to foster in people. We need to try to let people know this is a temporary thing, man. If you're lucky, like we were talking about 100 years, if you're lucky, you get to 100 years. I'm 51. I'm halfway there, right? If I'm lucky, if everything works out perfect, and it probably isn't. Let's be honest. I beat the shit out of my body, right? So it's probably not going to make it.
Do you want to make
long.
it to be 100, Joe?
I'll see what's up. Yeah, I do, because I'm a science nerd. I'm fascinated by all these 3D printed hearts and all this shit. I want to see what the fuck they can do.
Wow.
I really think And talking to guys like David Sinclair and all these anti-aging specialists, I think they're on the verge of being able to reverse aging. That they're treating aging like it's a disease at the cellular level. Instead of accepting it and that like, well, you get older, hey, you're going to have to accept you can't do as much, your body's not going to work as well. Why? Maybe that's not the case. Maybe if they can correct certain things about the human body, maybe they can correct that. And I think it's very likely that in the future, I don't think that's an insurmountable situation. I think they're going to be able to correct what happens to your body when it ages. The deterioration that's caused by the aging process, your body produces less hormones, your body starts to slow down, Alzheimer's, all these different things. I think they're going to be able to correct those things.
Wow.
The problem with that is, then what? You're going to live forever? You're going to be happy living forever? Like, what if when you die, it's amazing? What if when you die, there really is a heaven? You really do go to some spectacular dimension filled with love and peace and happiness, and there's no emotions like we think about here. There's no fear. There's none of the things that hold people back, none of the anxiety and the angst. It's just consciousness and love. And then you're wasting your time here just trying to stay alive, taking pills to live to be 1,000,000.
Boy, you open up a big-ass can of worms right there. Well, I would tell you, Joe, without a shadow of a doubt, none whatsoever, death is not the end.
You don't think so?
I know, Joe.
How do you know?
Because I've been dead.
Right.
Yes, I've been dead.
What about that experience cemented it in your head?
When like I said, it was the most peaceful, and I don't feel like it was the most most restful, I woke up laughing. I was, my wife said,
Really?
I was overjoyed.
You woke up laughing.
Yeah, I was overjoyed.
Do you remember anything about what happened when you blacked out?
The timeouts were extremely peaceful. I didn't have a worry. Extremely joy, and I was not sad at all. You know, I was overjoyed, very happy, very peaceful, and it erased any fear that I might have had, and any fear of dying is gone. I don't fear death at all. And so maybe that's why I don't want to live to be 100. Because I wouldn't mind visiting that place again, man. It was so much peace, so much, and it wasn't like this is I'm just in the ground. And I'm not a plant, just dirt. I know that I'm in a very comfortable place, and I wouldn't mind visiting again. I wouldn't mind. So I hold no fear. And so when I say that it's definitely not the end. I believe that your soul, so people have a different name for it, consciousness or whatever, is definitely eternal. I mean, because how else could you have these feelings or emotions, or have that sort of comfort, the feeling of comfort and being in the right place, if something didn't continue? Because my life was gone. The essence of life, my body was gone. It was gone, flatline, dead, whatever. I told my doctor that I died, and he said, "No, actually it's called some kind of pause or some shit like that." And I said, "Look, if the pause lasted, doc, I wouldn't be talking to you right now." So okay, you call it a pause. I go, well, during that pause, I was dead. So it was a wonderful feeling, Joe.
Well, I think with a guy like you that's so physical, and you've been so physical your whole life, the big fear is to not be able to take care of yourself or move. Like, that's what we were talking about when you get to talk about being 100. Like, having someone wipe your ass and take care of you. Like, that's the big fear. It's not death. Death is just peaceful. It's the end. But the big fear is the deterioration of the physical body to the point where it's just painful. Everything's painful. You can't go anywhere. You can't count on yourself.
Yeah, it's It's very peaceful, but I definitely don't think it's the end. I think it's the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it's an overwhelming feeling. Like I was able to peek over into the other side, and that it's definite assurance that it's not the end, and that there is something else on the other side. I have that assurance, is able to peek into it.
Well, I think we all have this feeling that we are something other than our body.
Most definitely.
I mean, I have that feeling. Like, I feel like there's like a little ball of energy in there that moves this thing around.
Well, you're right, Joe.
Yeah, but that's what it feels like.
Yeah,
it always feels like
is.
that.
Yeah.
That's what I've always rejected the label atheist. Like, people say, "Are you religious?" I'm like, I was when I was a little kid. I had to go to Catholic school, and I did all that jazz. But my parents, when I grew up, were hippies. After that, my mom split up from my dad. My mom shacked up with my stepfather, he's a hippie, and there was no church after that. But I'm not an atheist. I don't know. Like, I don't believe anybody that says they know what life is or what life means or what happens when you die. I want to hear your opinions. I want to hear your thoughts, but you don't know. And anybody that says they know what happens when they die, I know what happens when I die. It'll be black and cold, and that is the end. And just like there was nothing before, there'll be nothing at the end. And like, you don't know that. No. You're just saying that. There is no God. How do you say that? How do you say that? Well, one day, what if you stand in front of God, or in God's presence in some non-physical form, and then you're weeping and in your arrogance and stating that there's no higher power? Like, it might be the universe itself might be God. I mean, we don't know anything. We are strange little monkey people living on this fucking planet, making things that alter our environment, moving around, driving, flying, talking to each other, talking shit. But at the end of the day, you're only aware of what you've experienced. Right. And when you don't know, that's like when people have had, I've talked to several friends that have had near-death experiences. A very good friend of mine, she was in a car accident, and she had a very similar thing where she said it was so peaceful. Yeah. She said, I think they got rear-ended and like really banged up. And when it felt like she was going to die, she felt so peaceful.
It's so true, Drew.
Yeah.
I mean, I think a lot of people that have come that close to dying, or a lot of them are going to say the same thing, that they have no fear of death anymore. Yeah. It's erased, and but you also have the feeling that that this existence on Earth, when your physical body dies, is definitely not the end.
And the way she describes it is exactly the way you do it. She's my manager, and I talk to her all the time. The way she describes things is essentially exactly how you did. That it's just so peaceful.
Oh,
just felt peaceful.
Yeah, but not like people who don't believe in that. You're by the way, let me say, I'm not religious either. Yeah, I was raised super religious in a super religious home by a Pentecostal, heaven or hell, brimstone, fire and brimstone
Ooh.
Preacher.
Did they do the tongues?
Oh, yes.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Shouting,
that's my favorite.
And speaking in tongues, everything.
Wow.
Everything was a sin also, by the way. Everything. Was, dancing.
Dancing was a sin?
Listening to rock and roll music.
Whoa.
Everything was a sin. So I think that's really what drove me away from being a religious person.
Yeah.
I'm definitely not. I always say I'm a man of faith. I have a tremendous amount of faith, but faith and religion are two different things. A lot of people confuse them, and they talk about them as being the same, but they are definitely not. Religion is man-made, and a set of rules, and man says, okay, we're going to be this, and if you want to be this religion, then you're going to have to go by these rules. Yeah, and it's all man-made, but faith is not man-made, and so I'm a tremendous man of faith, but not religion.
Yeah, some would say that like you're a spiritual person. That's like a thing that gets thrown around today. Like, I'm not religious, but I'm spiritual. People say that a lot. Like, what does that mean? No one really knows. It's a strange sort of definition, but I feel what you're saying. Like, that there's something more to this. Definitely. There's something more to this than just tissue and bone and blood moving on this rock that's traveling through the universe. There's something more. There's some, and maybe it's just something more for us. But the beauty of friendship and love and family, like those things are intense, beautiful, emotional experiences that I don't know. They seem to transcend just regular life itself. They seem to have there's a higher power to them, a higher beauty to them. I think that's one of the things that we like when we see people doing something really great. We love seeing people accomplish things because we like seeing people succeed. We like seeing people like that have doubts and something almost insurmountable and incredibly difficult in front of them, and then they overcome. And it gives us all hope, and it gives us all like this inspiration, this feeling. We're connected in some sort of very, very strange way that I think you could just chalk it up. Oh, that's just camaraderie. We needed that because of evolution. That's how we stayed alive. Like maybe. But maybe there's something else. Maybe the whatever this consciousness is that's totally not, no one has ever defined consciousness. And there's certain people that think that it occurs only in the brain and the neurons and the synapses. And it might, or that might just be an antenna. I mean, consciousness might very well be you are using your physical tissue to tune in to whatever this thing that we share is, this life force that we all seem to share. And when there's other things like looking in someone's eyes, man. Like when you know someone's like there for you and you know you're there for them, like that camaraderie, that intense camaraderie. It's like that expression, the windows to the soul, that the eyes are the windows to the soul. It really does seem like that,
true.
right? Like you see people, you see them. You know, like the Avatar lady said, "I see you."
Yeah,
you know?
And you can. It's. Being able to look into somebody's eyes, you can tell
a lot.
You can tell if they're bullshit.
Yes,
If they're full of shit or not, man.
Or if they feel weird about something,
yeah,
feel insecure,
or
maybe they feel like maybe this isn't a smart thing, or maybe I should have done better by you, or maybe I fucked you over. Yeah, you can tell that.
And I told you the first time I had the open heart surgery and flatlined 3 times. During that surgery, I also had an experience that also strengthens my belief in there being something after the body dies. Or vision, or whatever you want to call it. I was able to see my mother, who had passed away the year before. And, I say I see my mother. I didn't see her face. I just heard her voice, and I knew it was her. And she was, pleading to, I say God. A lot of people may say, whatever they look up to, and I ain't got no problem with that. I don't think that because people don't believe exactly like I believe that they're doomed and they're going to hell, although that was the way I was raised. Or if you don't believe like this, I mean, all Catholics, when I according to my dad, all Catholics were just lost. They're not going to make it because they don't, believe.
They believe the wrong shit.
Yeah, they don't believe the right shit. So of course they're not going to make it.
What about Jews?
They're not going to make it.
Too?
Yeah, they're not. If you don't believe like this,
Muslims fucked up.
Oh, just lost, man.
Mormons fucked up.
Oh man, you
Scientologists really fucked up.
Yeah, especially.
Really
You're especially lost. And that's that's
how they felt.
Yeah, that's how they felt. That's how I was taught. And I just I don't believe that. Yeah. You got this. My dad was. Some people that followed my dad thought that he could walk on water. He could do no wrong. And it's the same guy that break my nose and send me to the fucking emergency room and kick my mom was a slave, and that was perfectly fine with him. And also, this was a guy that was fucking women in the church. But if you don't believe like I believe, you're going to hell.
Yeah, people have a remarkable ability to be hypocrites.
Yeah, they're super. So, and I've seen that so much from super religious people that it just turned me off from being a religious person.
Well, I think a lot of what it is control. People want to control other people. They want to be able to tell people what to do and when to do it, and it gives them some power in their own life by doing so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just, it destroyed my faith in just super, people that are in church every Sunday, every Tuesday. We went to church 3 times a week.
3 times a
Three
week?
times a week. Every Tuesday, every
Wow.
Friday, and every Sunday. In church, man. In church. I mean, during the Watts riots, I'm a little kid, we went to church.
Wow.
Yeah, with the guy, the soldiers, the National Guard on the streets, they pulled my dad over. I'm a little kid in the back seat. Where you going? I'm going to church. And I'm like, fuck, these guys, there's tanks on the street. This guy's got a fucking M16 and asking, and my dad's like, we're going to church. And I'm like, fuck, could you leave us at home? Could you, me and my brother, I'm like, could we leave? I want to be at home looking at fucking Heckle and Jekyll cartoons, man. I don't want to fucking be out here. These guys got me.
Man.
But we went to church, man. So he was super dedicated, part of him was super dedicated to what he believed. And then, he'd go over to Sister Sally's house to give her a consultation. And I'm looking in the room, her bedroom door is open, and there's my dad with his fucking T-shirt on. Sister Sally's in her slip and shit. And I guess me and my brother were there to be his scapegoat, or, his excuse to my mom. If I take them, then, nothing could be going on wrong. But I'm like, I still remember that shit. I'm like, fuck, what kind of consultation is he doing? Like, come on, man.
I think right now we're experiencing some of the most insidious aspects of religion, in the people attacking people while they're worshiping.
Yeah.
Like Muslims attacking Christians and Christians attacking Muslims, and it's like in synagogues, and Christians attacking Jews. I mean, the whole thing is so insane. Attacking people while they're worshiping.
Insane, Joe. It is insane.
It's almost this sign of how fucked up things are right now, that this is something that's happening on a regular basis now.
In the name of religion, what kind of religion would, say this is okay? I mean, aren't we supposed to love our neighbor as thyself?
The Christchurch one, it's hard to even say that was about religion. It was more about bigotry and racism than anything.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the response to that is what you're seeing in Sri Lanka, and, people blowing people up in churches and synagogues, and it's insane. It's just we've reached this very critical moment in our society, and just civilization in general, where people are attacking people for things that they believe in. Yeah, which is just it's one of the most insane things to attack people on. Yeah. You're not attacking people because they're aggressive, because they're coming towards you, they're trying to take away your resources or harm your family. No, they believe the wrong shit.
Yeah. So I'm going to kill them.
Yeah.
They don't believe like I believe.
Kill hundreds of them.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So I'm going to kill them.
It's insanity.
I mean, it doesn't.
And I don't know how to fix it.
I thought the overriding principle of most every religion is love.
Yeah.
I thought it was supposed to be love. I thought all of them taught love. Isn't that the overriding principle of religion? Your religion, doesn't it teach you to love people? If your religion teaches you to hate people, to go out and kill people, then something's fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's supposed to be reinforcing this idea of community, of that you're all together working towards a goal.
Something's wrong with it.
It's it's so. There's so many issues, right? There's so many issues with poverty, with crime, with all these different things in this world today. But the religion issue and the hatred of other people's religions has got to be one of the strangest aspects of our community or our cultures.
It's so crazy, man. I just want to do everything that I possibly can do. And I'm just a little guy from Compton. Nobody knows me. Nobody knows. Who the fuck is C.T. Fletcher? Ain't nobody. But whatever I can possibly do to try to bring people together, man. Let it just come together and love each other. I just saying we're all the same under the bar. That's my equivalent of trying to,
right,
bring people in a weightlifting.
Jiu-Jitsu says a similar thing.
Yeah.
We're all the same. We're all brothers and sisters on the mats.
Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah,
man.
but that's a thing sometimes. When someone has like this common struggle Like you find out a lot about someone when you lift with them, right?
Oh yeah.
When you know that they can do 10 and they start bitching out at 7.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro.
That's right, man. Still you're set. Come on.
I mean, that's similar I mean, marathon runners have that sort of camaraderie, that feeling like if someone can actually complete marathons and then ultra marathons, do you have the goods? No one gives a fuck if you're Chinese or black or a girl or a boy. You're a bad motherfucker or you are not.
Yeah.
If you are not, you should work towards becoming one. Yeah. I mean, that's
same with MMA, right?
Yeah, that's martial arts in general. I mean, it's all about a vehicle for developing your human potential. I've always said that one of the best ways to stop bullying and stop all this aggression, I mean, it sounds counterproductive and counterintuitive, but stop bullying, teach kids how to fight. Yeah. They won't fight. They won't do that, man. I mean, and the ones who are the strongest, they won't have this need to impose on people. They don't. That doesn't exist in jiu-jitsu the way it exists in kids. Yeah, because kids are insecure and they have this weapon being bigger or being meaner or being more aggressive and scaring kids, and they see someone intimidated and they can't help themselves because they don't have any guidance. Yeah, no one's taught them the proper way to behave and think. And then no one's taught them the consequences of that shitty behavior and thinking. They just get away with it, they do it, and they don't think that it's hurting anybody. Or they don't care. They don't feel it yet. They're just numb to it. They haven't been taught.
No, they have not been taught. This is the way that I can stand out.
Yeah, and a lot of it is because like they need a real cause. They need a real cause, something real to work towards. Instead of like looking for conflict in some fucking kid who's looking at you at the bus stop weird. Yeah. Find real conflict. Find something that you could really work towards. And you'll feel better about yourself and you'll feel better about the way you communicate with other people. It's one of the reasons why a lot of people talk about jiu-jitsu like it's a religion. And in some ways, I think it kind of is. Because you learn, not in the bad ways, but in the good ways, that you learn this sense of community through struggle. Right. And I think the same thing could be said for weightlifters too, right? Yeah, no, there's a bond you guys have.
Oh man, and so it translates. It's so many MMA guys that have come to the gym that I trained, worked out, and it's so relatable. The weightlifting world, the fighting world. Except you're not getting busted upside the head when you're in the gym. But
that struggle, though.
Yeah, the struggle.
Like I saw when you trained Tyron Woodley.
Oh, man.
Same sort of struggle.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's another dude that looks like he's on steroids.
Yeah.
Right? But he's not.
Just naturally.
He got that fucking beautiful roll of the dice.
Yep.
That genetic roll of the dice.
That's exactly right. And by the way, Tyron, if you're listening, you have not been back. And I would like for you to come back.
You can't to do the type of fighting that he does, though. You can't really lift the way you had him lift all the time.
Oh
right?
No. It would just be incorporation. Most fighters just use weightlifting as a tool. Yeah, and just when they come, they want to test themselves when they come and train with me.
See what's up.
Yeah, I just want to see what I can do, if I can take it, I can take it or not.
It's but a lot of motherfucking set.
Yeah, no matter what, Joe. And those guys do really well because it's so much mental involved in it. And their minds are tough. The MMA guys' minds are tough, and they do real well.
No, you don't get tougher. You just get different. Yeah. You just get different. Yeah. I mean, like I said about ultra marathon runners or anybody who does anything that's extremely grueling and brutal, you don't get tougher. You just find a different path.
Exactly.
For that sort of toughness.
And it always leads through the mind. That path is always leads through the mind, man.
Yeah, that whole expression that idle hands are the devil's playthings, that's so true. That's so goddamn true. Yeah. People need something. They need a cause. They need a struggle. They need something hard. They need something difficult to define themselves through. If they don't, they get scattered and insecure and crazy. But through that struggle, you gain confidence and character. You know who you are. You know who you are, man. Yeah. You could pull off a workout with CT Fletcher. At the end of that fucking workout, you're sitting there on that bench drinking water. You know who the fuck you are. You did it. Yeah.
I did it.
People need to know that they did it. Yeah. People need that. They need I did it. You need I did it all the time. You need I did it like 5 days a week.
It's true.
If I take a couple days off, I feel like, man, I got to go do something.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
You feel bad.
Yeah.
You feel bad. I still want Joe to show me how to kick.
I can show you how, man.
Not now.
We'll do it slow.
Yeah, let me recover a little more.
Yeah, well, the good thing is the best way to learn is slow.
Oh, well, I'm ready then.
Yeah, technique.
I'll be real slow.
Yeah, the real problem with strong people is that they want to put their strength into it. You know, and you want to like really just fucking grunt.
Yeah,
best. It's hard for strong dudes to learn how to kick properly. It really is.
Well, it's perfect time for me to learn
because they put so much grunt into everything. Oftentimes they're not pivoting, so they put too much pressure on their leg. They wind up popping their knee. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of shit involved.
I seen you kicking, man. I said, God damn. Joe's got some of the meanest kicks I have ever seen from anybody. I'm like, shit, Joe, I didn't know you could kick that fucking hard, man.
It's a funny thing. There's a guy named John Donaher who's a jiu-jitsu genius, and he came to me once, and it turned out he actually knew, but he was playing it off like he didn't know. He was telling me that he wanted Georges St. Pierre, who was the welterweight champion at the time.
You know I know who Georges St. Pierre is. One of my fucking favorites, man. Yeah.
They wanted him to get some coaching on his spinning back kick. There was like, he thinks the fundamentals are a little bit off. Do you know anybody? And I was like, all right, this is going to sound crazy. I know I'm a comedian, and I know I'm just a commentator, but I have a really good spinning back kick. I'm like, I could show you how to do it, and I could show you as good as any human being that's ever lived. I'm like, I could show you how to do that. That was my shit. I mean, but when I was a kid, man, it's hard for me to even talk about it now because it seems like a different life, like a different person. From the time I was 15 till I was 21, I was obsessed. I trained all day, every day. I mean, that's what I did. I basically lived there. And so that's where I developed all that.
Obsession. They say it's a bad word.
Yeah.
I don't think so, Joe.
No.
I think it's a bad word.
Define my life.
Yeah.
If it's a bad life, I mean, I've had a good life. I've had a good life through obsession.
Damn.
Yeah.
Coin that phrase.
But I'm also
had a good
careful
life
with
obsession.
that shit. I'm careful with that shit.
Yeah.
Like a bad dog. I keep that motherfucker on a leash and I keep it away from the wrong people.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Damn, that Joe's got some good sayings.
Like you have to be careful. Like Jamie knows we've been having problems with this goddamn Quake game. We play this video game, first person shooter called Quake, and I have a real problem. I get obsessed with things where I want to play all day long. I want to play fucking 8-10 hours a day. I can't. I don't allow myself to. But that's the same thing. It's the same thing that got me into martial arts when I was a kid. I have a fucked up brain, but it's fucked up in a good. As long as I know how to guide it. As long as the manager's in the building. The manager is me right now going, hey, settle the fuck down. All right, you got shit to do. You got a family. You got stuff to do. You can't just go run off and decide you're going to be a professional this or a professional that, because that's what my brain wants to do. Yeah. My brain wants to find something and go, what's this thing? Okay, let's be the best in the world. We're going to be the best in the world at this. This is every day. You're going to wake up and they're like, hey. I got to pay taxes.
Yeah.
I got shit I got to do.
You know, I fucking love that, Joe, because you are not alone.
No, there's a bunch of us out there.
Yeah, it is a bunch. And a whole lot of them are in the UFC. Man.
Yeah. There's a whole lot of them out there in jobs right now.
Yeah.
Going crazy.
Yeah.
Going crazy. Like tapping their fingers on the desk. Just can't wait to get at what the fuck they want to do when they get off work.
Ain't that something?
I
spent fucking 28 years at the post office, man. I hated
thinking about just
fucking day. Yeah. I couldn't wait to get off and, go do what I really like to do, man.
Yeah.
It's
a lot of people out there listening that have that same feeling.
Oh man, punching the clock every day, and they fucking hate it. And you're not alone. Trust me. I hated it for 28 years.
Yeah,
man.
I hated it whenever I had a job. Whatever job I had, I fucking hated it. And I had a bunch of part-time bullshit jobs because I wouldn't take a real job on because I was so scared that if I had like a real 9 to 5 and then started getting a career and then had a family, got married, I'd be trapped.
Yeah,
trapped.
Well, that was me. I was definitely trapped. I had kids at home that had to eat. So
there's nothing you gotta. I mean, and then you take that time when you get off, and that's your obsession time. Then I mean, there's a lot of people that live that life, And what I've always tell people is before you have all those other things, a mortgage and family and all that other stuff. Damn, dude, funnel that energy into you, into what you like. You could live a wonderful existence and a charmed life. If you could do whatever it is, whether you like making knives or fucking painting, whatever the fuck you like to do, if that's your thing and you think about it all the time, god damn, you got to find a way to do that.
Yep.
That is your calling.
Oh, most definitely. Excellent advice from Joe Rogan. He is so right, man. And before you get, the wife, the kids, the mortgage, because then you're trapped.
Yeah, but the mind, everyone's mind is so different. There's some people that they don't have that obsessed mind. Their mind is like they're better off, like running a country store somewhere, just being real friendly to people that come in, and being a baker and making good food for folks. Yeah. There's some people that's their thing. That's their calling.
And that, that's perfectly fine. It's the people, people that annoy the fuck out of me. I love you, but you annoy the fuck out of me. It's people that have no ambition, no drive whatsoever. I'm just happy not doing shit.
I always wonder about that.
Damn, that bugs me.
I always wonder, like, what if I got them when they were little? What if I got a hold of them when they were little and just introduced them to exciting things and rewarded them when they did well and high-fived them and hugged them? You know what I mean? Like,
it could possibly change them.
Yeah. I mean,
possibly change them, yeah.
Reinforcement of positive goals and reinforcement of positive experiences. I think there's some people that they never got any of that, and everything was just work and just drudgery, and they'd rather just lay around because that is the alternative to work and drudgery. Wow.
I gave a speech, and I'm talking about obsession and being driven and all this. And, one of the questions after the speech, the guy was asking me, so what if you don't want to do anything? You don't have any goals or obsessions. Could you tell me how to get one? And I was like, fuck. How do I tell this motherfucker his, he wanted one. He said he wanted one. I want to find a goal or something, but I don't know you. I don't know. It's the first time I ever met you, and you're asking me how to give you an obsession or give you the only thing I can tell you is find something. Do you have anything that you love? Is there anything that you love? Anything that you like to do? Then start there, dude. Yeah. Start. If the person looks back at you and says, "No, not really." Right. Then I'm like, fuck, this dude is irking the fuck out of me, man. You mean to tell me that you don't have any fucking thing that nothing comes up?
I know. Like, there's some people that have nothing.
Yeah.
Some people, it is nothing. And there's nothing.
Absolutely. And that, I love you guys, but you bug the fuck out of me, man. You bug the fuck out of me. Just... You don't have a cause, a goal, or nothing that really, excites you, that you really want to make a difference. You're happy being blasé and fucking average. I just want to be a cog, man. Yeah. I just want to be a fucking cog.
Do you think that the world needs cogs? Do you think that some people, like, here's a thought, like, not everybody could be a fucking psychopath, right? Not everybody could be obsessed by things. The world would be too insane, and regular stuff would never get done, right?
Right.
You and I aren't getting regular shit done.
No. But how about being the best fucking cog there is? Right. I'm going to be the best fucking cog there is, man. I'm going to support the fuck out of Joe Rogan.
I don't know, man. I don't know what people, I would like to, and I think one day we're going to probably be able to experience this through technology. I would like to know how people think. Like, I would like to know, like, what is going on in someone's head when they experience, like, sometimes things will happen to you in life and you're just in the worst possible state of mind when it happens. And sometimes it's the best possible state of mind. And sometimes when it's the best possible state of mind, something that should be like catastrophic, like, it'll be all right. Like the person who did it to you, like, look, man, I know you didn't mean to do it. It's all right. Don't worry about it. Take it easy. And then you just drop it and you like feel good about it. And then other times like, fuck that guy. I'm going to fucking kill that guy. And it's all in like, how are you wired that day? Like how are you coming into it? Are you coming into this with a lot of stress? Do you got a lot of other bullshit piling up in your life? Or are you coming into this fresh off a heart transplant? where you feel love for the world and you have like a newfound enlightenment, where you realize like this is all bullshit, all this nonsense and fighting and arguing for nothing. Like why? You do you, enjoy, relax, appreciate.
Just don't matter. Just ain't that serious.
And have passion for your existence and what you enjoy, what you truly love, and your friends and camaraderie and fellowship. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, and I think they got a whole field of psychologists and psychiatrists. That's their field. And some of the worst, some of the most mentally challenged people I've ever met were psychiatrists. I'm like, what the
I have a theory about that.
Man?
I have a theory about that. I have a theory about that that's very similar to my theory about cops. You know, I have a deep respect for cops.
Me too.
And I think it's an insanely difficult job. Just my same feeling I have for soldiers. Like, you cannot expect someone to just do that with no guidance and you have to have an appreciation for the stress they go through. Every time a cop pulls somebody over, this might be the last moment of their life. Every time they come to that window and it's tinted and they don't know who the fuck is in there, what kind of warrant that guy might have, they don't have any idea. And we've all seen videos online of cops getting shot and people getting killed. It fucking happens. And everyone they're dealing with is lying to them. Everyone they're dealing with is, if you're a psychiatrist, every day you're dealing with people who are fucked. Every day. Everyone's fucked up. And some of their fucked up is nonsense. And you just want to grab them and shake them by the collar and get your fucking shit together, man.
Yeah.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Come on. You know there's something wrong. Stop doing what you're doing, stupid.
Yeah.
But you can't even say that.
Nope.
So you have to go, so Mike, you're still getting tied up by that woman and she still kicks you in the balls. You're like, oh, it's crazy shit that people are into. Like, if imagine every day you're showing up and everyone's nuts.
Yeah.
Everyone you work with.
Yep.
You know, I'm very fortunate. I show up here, I get to talk to nice people like you. I hang out with great people like Jamie, and everyone's fun here. It's all nice. My experiences on a daily basis are mostly positive. I go to the comedy store, hang out with comedians. I do jiu-jitsu, hang out with jiu-jitsu guys. It's a fun experience. These are good experiences. Yeah. Psychiatrists are just dealing with crazy fucks all day long.
That's their chosen field. Yeah, to deal with nuts. Yeah.
When I was briefly in college, one of the things that I was concentrating on was psychology, because I was trying to find out cause I knew there was times when I fought and I was very confident, and I knew there was times that I fought that I was a nervous wreck. And I was like, why? What is that feeling of nerves where you're scared is very compromising. It fucks with your performance.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, look, you might get hit, you might lose, this could happen, but to dwell on that is crippling. Like, you got to be able to accept those consequences, but you also have to not dwell. So you have to be zen. And so I was reading a lot of psychology books and philosophy books, a lot of samurai books. And but one thing I realized in talking to people that were like psychologists or psychology majors, like you're dealing with fucked up people all the time. Especially psychiatrists. Fucked up people. And then they're prescribing them drugs. Like, here you go, get out of here, take this.
My best buddy, my best buddy was a psychologist. It's crazy, man. He was crazy.
Yeah.
But a very nice guy, but he was crazy.
I think you get crazy.
Yeah.
I think you get crazy dealing with all those people all the time too, man.
Yeah.
I mean, if your day is blocked off, you have your secretary, and then you got patients all day long that are out of their fucking mind.
Yeah. Very good point, too.
It's a terrible diet.
Yeah.
You know?
But, I don't know if you knew, but I used to do tournament fighting.
Karate style, right? Yeah, yeah.
And the reason, what discouraged me or made me know that I didn't want to be a fighter is just what you described.
The anxiety.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was paralyzing. It was paralyzing.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be frozen with... And it's so crazy. I mean, the last term I was with Ed Parker's International Karate Championships in Long Beach, California. And I'm ready to fight until my feet were stuck. And I was a Taekwondo black belt. But my feet were frozen to the fucking mat. I couldn't lift them. My legs weighed 1,000 pounds each, man. I was so paralyzed because all these people... It was all these people were around, and I was so afraid that I was going to do something to embarrass myself. And I'm like, oh my God, everybody's looking. And, you know, there's a bunch of matches going on at the same time.
Yeah.
But it felt like everybody's looking at me. And I'm like, man, they're going to watch me do something. My technique's going to be wrong, or I'm just going to fuck up in front of, and the fear was paralyzing. I'm like, you know, I can't fucking do this. I'm not cut out to be a fighter, man. I just can't. The pressure just kicked my ass.
It's a hard thing to overcome.
Oh my God.
It's hard to sort your way through it. And what's really hard for a lot of fighters is coming back from a loss.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
They get beat up and smashed, and then they have to come back and figure out a way through. You know, and
especially a devastating loss. A close decision, yeah, but a devastating loss.
Do you know who Raymond Daniels is?
Of course, the GOAT.
Did you see his fight this past weekend? Did you see that 720-degree punch?
I mean,
so go to Bellator, find that clip.
Man, I left.
Well, we won't be able to show it, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can show you guys again.
Yeah, just show us. So for folks who don't know, well, one of the reasons I brought up Raymond Daniels is Raymond Daniels. He's a Bellator kickboxing champion now. He lost in devastating fashion to Nicky Holtzkin, who's another world champion, and also to Joseph Valtellini, who's another world champion. So when he was making the transition from karate champion to kickboxing champion, he had some stumbling.
Yeah,
I mean, it didn't go 100% smooth.
Right.
But that guy's got an iron will.
Man, stunt coordinators in movies.
Here it is. Watch this.
Look at Raymond Daniels' highlights. Look at that. That's fucking.
It's fucking crazy. He went for a 360 roundhouse kick.
Bam.
The dude wasn't there, and then he continued to spin further, and then boom. I mean, that is insane. That is such an insane. And to land a punch at the end of that, I mean, that is so bananas. And he landed a spinning back kick to the body right before he did that too. Yeah, I mean, he did a thing. Find the thing he did in Glory. He did a jumping side kick, spinning back kick combination where he touched him. He touched him with the front leg and then spun in the air and spinning back kick. There it is, right here. Yeah, I mean, this is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Here, watch how he does this. Let this go. Here it goes. Watch. He touches him. Tap, ping. I mean, that is movie shit. And to do that to a world class kickboxer
that's what I'm saying. I mean, the stunt coordinators are looking at his highlights, to come up with, you know, fight scenes.
Yeah.
This dude he does stuff that they don't even do in the movies in a real fight.
Yeah. And
I'm like, man,
he's hard to handle.
I gave a pep talk or speech to a group of fighters, and he was in the group that came out, and then I got to meet. I was like, man, it's a fanboy big time. Oh, Raymond Daniels.
He's a bad motherfucker.
Oh, he's bad.
I love watching those guys, and like guys like Michael Venom Page, who's another one who has those karate skills, but then they're learning all the skills of MMA.
Yeah.
And then you see, like, man, if you don't know that karate style and he knows MMA, like, you're kind of fucked because they do shit that's like outlandish.
Yeah.
Like, you know Venom Page, right?
Yeah.
That guy does outlandish shit, man.
It's ridiculous.
And he's so long too, and his timing and movement is so unpredictable, and he can sprint at you and you don't even all of a sudden bang, he's punching you in the face. Like, you saw that knockout when he knocked out Cyborg and caved his head in with that knee? Dude caved a man's head in.
Yes.
I've seen thousands of fights. I never saw a man get his head caved in. Ever.
And you know how hard the skull
look at his forehead.
Oh,
look at that.
Man.
Look at his skull. His head is pushed in. I mean,
man.
Is that the video above it? Does that show the actual knockout? No, that's not it. Yeah, that is it. That is it. Yeah,
the flying knee. Oh, that was.
I mean, but look how he fights too. Hands down. Boom!
Bam.
I mean, that is crazy. And if you know how tough that guy is to see him writhing in agony like that.
I remember his fight with it was one of the best MMA fights ever. The real muscular guy. He's real muscular.
Cyborg's fight?
Cyborg had a fight with this another. Oh, he's kind of on the downhill now, but at one time he was like the Mike Tyson of MMA. He's built. Oh, I know you know who I'm talking about too.
Melvin Manhoef?
Yes. I knew you knew. Did you see Cyborg and Manhoef?
I did see that fight.
Was that a fight?
That was chaos. Yeah, Melvin was a motherfucker, man. He's another one, man.
Man.
Yeah, came from that. He comes from Mike's Gym in Holland, which is a famous kickboxing gym for savages. Just warriors.
Yeah, well, a young man was a fucking savage, a beast.
Yeah, there it is.
Oh, there it is.
Woo!
Man.
And Melvin is built like a fucking Greek god too. He was another one. Unbelievable power and speed when he was in his prime.
Yep.
But he's not the same anymore. You're right.
No,
I mean, he's been through so many wars.
But man, that dude was super bad.
And he always wore those gladiator trunks too.
Yep.
Yeah, he was a beast,
one of my
he was
favorites.
a beast. But that showed you how tough Cyborg was.
Yeah.
That was a war. That was in Cage Warriors, I think. That was in
Man,
England.
that was a war.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I've had the privilege of watching so many great fighters fight. It's interesting to watch all the different styles and all but the thing that they all have, all the great ones have, they have this unstoppable belief in themselves. And even if they lose, they learn. They lose, they learn, they come back, they get better.
One of my favorite interviews was Horace Gracie. And man, his mentality. He says, I make no plans for after the fights. Like, fuck, I love these guys. Guys fucking nuts.
They're ready to die.
He's not saying that. He said, I see guys now talking about the after party and meet me over here. He said, no, I am prepared to die in the octagon. Like, hell yeah. I was eating that shit up, Joe.
Yeah.
Because I was prepared to die on the weightlifting platform. The doc says, hey, if you go CT, your aortic valve could burst right there on stage. You die in front of all those people. Good. Good. That's the way I want to go,
That's how you have
Doc.
to be. If you want real greatness, you have to be able to give it all away.
But to find somebody else that's that crazy, too, I was like, man, I thought I was the only one.
Did you see the middleweight championship fight between Calvin Gastelum and Israel Adesanya, a style bender? Did you see that fight?
Of course.
Right before the 5th round. I mean, it was a close fight, and Stylebender came out and just destroyed in the 5th round. But right before that, he said, I'm ready to die.
I heard that.
He said it in his, like, you see it.
That.
He's looking at him and goes, I'm ready to die.
I heard that, man. You know that. Oh, man. I was like, yes.
That was one of those just unbelievable moments.
And I love Kevin.
Calvin's
I love
a beast.
Kelvin.
He's a beast, man. It was a great fight.
He was also at the talk, the speech that I gave him. R.D. Goat, Kelvin was there. And
he's a young guy, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still a young guy.
And he's got a ton of heart.
And he really should be fighting at 170, honestly.
Yeah,
I mean, I mean, he fought at 170. He likes to eat.
Hell of a heart. I love that guy, man. Kelvin, if you listen, I love you, man.
Kelvin's a beast. And he's not even near his full potential yet. I don't think Stylebender is either.
Oh, no. He's still a young guy,
yeah,
too,
I mean, Stylebender is better now than he was in his first fight in the UFC, which was only about 16 months ago.
Yeah,
he's better now.
He's trouble for anybody, man.
He's an assassin. Yeah. That guy has... he's probably the most technical striker that's ever fought in the UFC. So technical.
Okay, let me ask you about this. I heard a rumor of him and John Jones.
No. They're just talking shit to each other.
Oh.
Yeah, John was talking shit about him, and he was talking shit about John, that maybe they'll fight. John is way bigger. John's a big man.
He's I know.
Yeah.
And he's a bad motherfucker.
Well, so is Stylebender, man. I mean, maybe one day they could fight. But I think John's future's in heavyweight. I really do. I think John is going to clean out the light heavyweight division and then move up. And I think he's probably going to try to catch DC before DC steps out, because DC is going to fight against Stipe Miocic. They're going to have a rematch. And then I think DC versus John Jones.
At heavyweight.
At heavyweight. I think John wants to go up there and take that heavyweight title. But I think DC has a better chance against him at heavyweight. I don't think DC likes cutting weight, and I don't think it's good for his performance or his durability or anything. I mean, judging by his fights with Derek Lewis, who's a fucking huge guy, and knocking out Stipe Miocic, who's nobody's ever been able to do it like that before, the way DC did it. I mean, DC says at heavyweight he's just way more powerful, hits harder, takes a punch better. I mean, he's not a tall guy. He's only like 5'11", but he's as wide as his fucking table.
Yeah.
I mean, DC's a tank of a man.
And his wrestling ability is just phenomenal, man.
Well, that's why John's so goddamn impressive. John took him down.
Yeah.
You know, John went right at him with wrestling. It's like, motherfucker, I'm going to take you down and scare you.
John Jones is my favorite MMA fighter. That dude is... If
he's not the greatest of all time, he's in the conversation. He's in the conversation. It's like, my opinion is that Mighty Mouse Johnson's the greatest of all time, but the caveat is that Mighty Mouse never really fought the caliber of competition that John Jones did. John Jones' first fight in the UFC for a title, he's fighting Mauricio Shogun Hua, who is a legend.
Yep.
That's John's first fight. And John opens up with a flying knee.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Oh, a flying knee against a legend. You know, chokes Lyoto Machida completely unconscious. You know, chokes out Rampage. He just smashed everybody. John smashed everybody. He's only lost one time. That's a bullshit loss.
Yeah, it was bullshit.
It was a bullshit loss. A disqualification in the fight that he was dominating. He's a freak, man. He's a real freak.
He most definitely is my favorite, especially since he told me he listens to my ass. He said, before I fight, I always listen to your I Am the One speech, CT. Oh, fuck it. Hell yes.
Yeah, he's something special.
Definitely.
He really is. He's something special, and I think, you know, he's had some troubles in his life and troubles, but I think he's got that shit behind him. I really do, and I think he's... You know, I mean, he hasn't had a near-death experience, but I think he's had so many, like, near-career death experiences that he appreciates it now. And I also think to be that good, you got to be fucking crazy. And I think John Jones is fucking crazy. And he's just getting his crazy online. He's just getting his crazy in order. Like, keep my crazy under wraps. Just keep my crazy together. But
keep it together.
If you're going to be that good, you got to be a wild motherfucker.
Oh,
you got to be wild.
Definitely.
That's what he is. He's smart too, though. He's got like the perfect combination of things, like smart and wild. You know, and physically talented. Like, and then long as fuck for the weight class.
And he's very strong too.
I've
seen him weightlifting, man. I've been trying to get John Jones into the Valley of the Beast.
He'll go.
Yeah, he's fucking strong, man.
Maybe after the fight with Thiago Santos, he'll have some time off. But it's interesting. His coaches thought that his powerlifting was a bad idea for him.
Apparently not, coaches.
Well, they think that he got really into that before the OSP fight. Remember, he had a big stretch of time off, and then the OSP fight, he didn't look as good. But I credit that to OSP. I just think that OSP fought a real hard fight, and he's a real big, strong guy, and he's fucking dangerous. And I think Ovin St. Prue's a beast, man.
He's a tough dude.
I think that it's just one of those things where stylistically, you know, Ovin's fought a really good fight, and I mean, Ovin's had a broken arm for I think the last round. You know, he fought that round with a fucking shattered arm. Never let anybody know. Didn't say a goddamn word about it. His forearm snapped.
Damn,
from
you
eating a
gotta
kick.
be a tough son bitch to do that, man.
It's the hardest game in the world. Next to being a cop or a firefighter or a soldier, MMA fighter is the hardest game in the world.
Yeah, I totally agree. I'm glad you brought up soldiers, because as I'm a veteran myself, and I, you know, have a lot of PTSD. I was hoping that during the conversation we could get a PTSD in there some kind of way, because my dad suffered from PTSD big time. He went in the Korean War at age 16. He got a guy. Yeah, he had a guy sign for him and said he was his dad, and he was able to get in for a while like that. And that was I give him a pass on a lot of the crazy shit he did because of that.
Right.
You know, he never sit down and had a conversation with me about it. I never talked to my dad for more than 5 minutes at a time. You know, when I talked to him growing up, never be more than 5 minutes at a time. In our whole life, my whole life. You know, he died when he was 86. And I'm 50-something. I was 57, 8, somewhere around there before we had a maybe 10-minute conversation. That was just me apologizing to him for, you know, hating him.
Yeah, we talked about this. Yeah.
But he had the, what they call it, shell shock back then. So I explained, to me, it was an explanation for a lot of his over-the-top behavior. I can't imagine myself at 16 being, you know, gunfire, seeing dead guys all around me. I know I would have been a mental mess also. So I gave him a lot of, and it's such a problem now, PTSD with soldiers now. They have the 21 push-ups for the 21 veterans who kill themselves every day from PTSD. So it's a big cause for me. I want to, do everything I can do to try to bring awareness for my fellow veterans out there that are suffering from that too. So I'm with you guys. I'm with you, vets.
Yeah, it's what we were talking about before, to ask someone to be able to get through that.
Yeah. It's an incredible ask. I want to ask your opinion about something, Joe. Do you think a police chief, or if a guy can be, do you think a guy can possibly rise to police chief without ever having been an officer himself?
Doesn't seem like you should be.
Okay. Do you think a guy can be a fire chief without ever having been a fireman himself?
Doesn't seem like you should be.
Do you think a guy can be the commander-in-chief of our armed forces without ever having been a soldier himself?
Doesn't seem like you should be.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, I think it's way too easy to be commander-in-chief.
Yeah.
Like, how many people? What if that was like a prerequisite? You had to serve. Like in the Israeli army. If you're in the Israeli army, everyone has to serve. There's a certain amount of time everyone has to put in. The South Korean army, same thing. You have to serve. Chan Sung-jung, who's a top-level UFC fighter, took 2 years off his career because that was the requirement with the South Korean army. They had him serve. I think that if you are going to be able to tell people where they go and that they have to risk their life on a campaign that many people might think is fruitless, or even worse, many people might think is financially motivated and not necessary, and you're asking someone's son to go over there and die for that.
Preach.
Yes. You should have some understanding about what you're saying. You should have served.
I think it's impossible for you to have a good understanding, a grasp of what you're asking if you haven't experienced it yourself.
But now let's go back and look at all the presidents. How many of them served? Barack Obama never served.
Yep.
George W. Bush didn't serve, but Herbert Walker Bush served. Mm-hmm. And, he was actually shot down in World War II.
Right.
Clinton never served. Nixon never served. I mean, you got to go. You got to get rid of a lot of fucking presidents.
And I think that none of them should have been able to be commander-in-chief of the armed forces. That's just my feeling. If you didn't serve, you should not. They got plenty of generals that could fill that spot. Yep. I think that they should change whatever they need to change, whatever law, whatever it is, to change that. The commander-in-chief of the armed forces have been a soldier. They have a lot of 5-star generals, a lot of guys at the top that have been in the military, that know what their experience. Let them be the commander-in-chief of the armed forces.
These are the 12 presidents who did not serve in the military. So wait a minute.
Nixon did.
Nixon served?
He's a commander of the Naval Reserve, it says.
Oh, Naval Reserve, okay. But Clinton didn't.
No. Barack, FDR, Hoover, Coolidge, Harding.
Interesting. But George W. Bush didn't serve, did he?
I think he was a reserve for a small period of time or something like that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there were some shenanigans they got him out of. I think Trump had like 8 deferments. It's like feet hurt or some shit.
Yeah. Bone spurs.
Bone spurs. How do you get bone spurs by never working out ever? How does that happen? He's kind of funny though, man. The not working out thing. He thinks his body's like a battery, and he thinks like if you work out, you use up your juice.
Oh,
well, that is.
Yeah, you got a finite number of heartbeats or something like that.
Is that what he said?
Yeah, there's other people that believe that too. I've looked it up.
Well, that is, but they do believe that that's the case. But here's the thing: when you train, it lowers your heart rate. That's what people don't understand.
Most definitely.
Like Michael Bisping has a 34 beats per minute resting heart rate.
Yep.
Most fat fucks out there have like 78, 80. You know, they're wasting.
Marathon runners.
Yeah.
It's super low. But
yeah, and then when you're taking speed, right? Taking diet pills.
He just described me as a fat fuck.
Not you.
Mine is like 78, 80.
No. You ain't a fat fuck. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm a live fuck.
You're alive.
I'm alive. So.
But even if that is true, I mean, there's no real evidence that is true.
Nah.
I think, I think anybody that is going to tell people that they have to fight for our country should have had to fight.
Most definitely.
Or at least should have had to serve.
Yeah, serve.
And understand.
You have to have.
You don't have to necessarily have had military. I mean, it's not your fault if you didn't see action.
Right. I agree with that. You know, not you don't have to be a combat vet, but at least have been willing that when you were called,
yes,
to accept the call.
Yeah.
And step up, and because by doing that, you're saying, and when I sign this piece of paper, that I don't know if there's going to be a conflict, there's going to be a war or not, but I'm signing up. If there is, I'm available. I'm here, man. So
we're always hoping for the best, right? With presidents, but it always disappoints us. Like no one's been the most amazing. No one is ever like the one person where you look back and go, man, that motherfucker nailed everything. They got it right. They got it right with whistleblowers. They got it right with human rights. They got it right with freedom of speech. They got it right with everything. They got it right with military intervention. They got it right with regime change wars. They got it right with everything. They didn't do anything wrong. And man, everybody should be like them. Like a lot of goofy people look back to like Ronald Reagan. Like they said, oh, Ronald Reagan, he was our guy. Like that's just because it's a long time ago and your memory sucks. Like I remember when people fucking hated Ronald Reagan, man. I remember when they were trying to get him out of office. Like that one didn't work either. No one's good at the job.
Yeah, they're gonna. Boy, Joe, you're gonna get a lot of comments on that.
It's true though. I think it's an impossible job.
To please everybody is always an impossible job.
Yeah.
It's an impossibility. No, I don't know anybody who.
Not just please everybody, but the idea that one person is going to oversee every branch of government, the military, the economy, social issues, censorship, big tech, the problems with the environment. Like, what the fuck? Are you crazy? How could one person do all that? It's not possible.
No,
it's not possible.
And do a wonderful job at it all too.
Exactly. Right. I mean, I don't understand how it's even humanly possible. I think that job there should be a council of wise people that decide things. And we should be able to decide whether or not they're wise. You know, I mean, there should be
I guess that's what the election in Congress and the Senate, and that's supposedly what that was. Yes, that's what it's supposed to be.
It's also like, it's too easy to vote. I mean, it's too easy to just say, that guy, that guy. You should be able to like, tell me why that guy. Like, what's your reasoning? Does it make sense? Did you think this through? Or are you just like, that guy's a Republican, I'm a Republican, fuck it. Is that what you're doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, you're making these choices and you're throwing your mark on this piece of paper and that could affect the way the world swings. Like, what's the thought process behind it?
So you think people should have to explain their votes?
I don't, because I think the right to vote should not be anything that's infringed upon in any way, shape, or form. But it would be a lot better if people knew what the fuck they were voting on. It would help. It would help if they had a real understanding of it. But people don't have the time. That's the other problem, man. You know, we're talking about people slaving away all day. If someone's working all day, 8 hours a day, how much time do they really have to research foreign policy? How much time do they have to research what's going wrong with the economy? Subprime interest rate loans and all that shit. How much time do people?
No, they don't. They're concerned about what's going on in their families,
and they're trying to get laid, and they're trying to eat, and they want to get to the game, and they got tickets to see this,
important
and they got,
shit.
and then the fucking Avengers are out.
Yeah, man, 3 hours long, man. I stayed awake.
I haven't seen it yet. I heard it's great.
I stayed awake.
I heard it's great.
Good enough to keep me awake. That's saying something. I go to sleep all the time.
Is it from the heart transplant? Are you sleepier now?
No, I went to sleep all the time before the heart transplant. No, I get comfortable, and it's over, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's over.
Well, that's
the
often,
lights are out.
That's the thing too with people who train a lot.
Nobody fucking with me.
Yeah. If you train a lot though, you're always ready to take a nap.
Oh
right?
yeah, man.
Because your body's always like recovering.
Yeah, I'm out, man. No problem. But overtraining is bullshit.
You think overtraining is bullshit?
Uh-oh. I know you don't. I bet you think that it's not bullshit. And overtraining is very real, don't you, Joe?
Yes, I do.
Yes,
Yeah.
I knew you would say that.
You know what rhabdomyolysis is?
No, I have no idea.
It's when you overtrain and your muscles start breaking down and it pollutes your kidneys. People die from it.
Wow, that was a big ass long word. And if you look in the dictionary, it'll say bullshit. No, Joe, I think there's under resting, under recuperation.
That's true.
But overtraining, no. If you get enough rest and enough recuperation, I think overtraining is bullshit.
Right, but if you have to work out hard and then you have to work out again the next day, and you work out hard the next day, that's rhabdomyolysis piss. When you get rhabdo, your piss comes out looking like iced tea.
Yeah,
and I don't mean the rapper.
No,
Ice-T's more than a rapper, though, right? It's hard to say he's a rapper.
No, he's a
he's
rapper,
a lot
actor.
of things.
Yeah, he's a cool dude.
Yeah, I mean, he had
cool.
Body Count. So that's a metal band, so he has that too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Ice-T's cool.
But yeah, it looks like Diet Coke. Let's say that.
Yeah,
that's what your piss looks like.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah, that's what happens.
And I work fucking 8 hours a day, 8, 10, 12 hours a day at the post office, went to the gym, put in another 4 to 6 hours for fucking 25 years, and my piss never looked like that.
Yeah, I think that's more endurance athletes, and particularly CrossFit. A lot of CrossFit people get wrapped up.
Oh, yeah.
Because they're competing against other people, and they get real wrapped up in it. And
I got to ask Jason Khalifa about that. He's a good friend of mine. See if his piss ever looked like root beer.
It's a real issue for CrossFitters and like ultra endurance athletes.
Yeah. He's one of the top CrossFitters guys.
Is he?
Yeah, he's like world champion 2 or 3 times.
Those guys are ridiculously fit.
Oh man,
ridiculously fit.
Look, I had him in my gym and I put him through my training. He was he did the shit
like
easy.
it was nothing.
Yeah. He's fucking that guy. CrossFit and you know, weightlifters kind of laugh at CrossFitters. I'm like, that's girly shit, man. It's bullshit. CrossFitting is bullshit. But that motherfucker is in extremely good shape.
Yeah, CrossFitting is definitely not.
Yeah,
is that him
him
right there? Yeah, it's definitely not bullshit.
No,
it's very hard.
Yep.
What those guys do is very, 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 very hard.
Yeah.
The real question is whether or not it's good for your body, and that's where, and I'm not qualified just to judge, but there's a lot of people that are professional strength and conditioning coaches that frown upon it because they think that those kind of movements, like powerlifting movements, like clean press, that kind of shit, that should not be done for the maximum amount of repetitions. They think that should be done for power. You should hoist up your maximum or 85% of your maximum for X amount of times, and that's it. But what they're trying to do is just, if Mike does 10, I want to do 12.
Right.
Mike does 12, I want to do 15.
Mm-hmm.
And they think that there's like Steve Maxwell, who's a pretty famous strength and conditioning coach. He frowns upon it, and he just thinks it's just those movements are not designed for endurance. Those movements are designed for power. He thinks ultimately it's detrimental for your body. And that if you want to have a long career in fitness and constantly be able to work out like deep into your 50s and 60s, he just thinks it's very detrimental for your body. Again, I'm not the guy to tell. That's true or not true. And
me either.
I'm sure a lot of these. I need to get one of those top level CrossFit guys. I know I've gone back and forth with Rich Froning. Is that how you say his name? Yeah. Uh-huh. Online, but I never got him on.
Oh yeah,
Got to reach out to him again.
I'm sure Jason would die to be on here, but he is exceptionally fit. And, the long term, I don't know because he's still a pretty young guy, but I have a real bad habit of looking at the people that say those things about athletes like that. I always look at them And that's a bad habit. I can't help it. You know, all the people that give all the advice, the weightlifting advice online, I always go and look at their page and see how the fuck they look. And it's all, the overwhelming majority of Instagram coaches are fat fucks.
Yep.
It is. How the fuck can you give advice and look like that?
Exactly. Right? How can you?
I tell people all the time, how can I can't tell you or anybody how to get through anything if I never been through anything myself. I can't tell you how to overcome an obstacle if I never overcame any fucking thing.
Right.
And I can't tell you how to be in shape if I look like a fat fuck. I just can't do it. And I have a bad habit of looking at that person and you know, examining them first. If you're going to give me this kind of advice, then I have to, you know, I got to look at your page, Joe. I got to see them pictures and shit you've been posting, man. If I want to know, that's why I'm asking Joe Rogan to show me how to kick, because I seen this motherfucker kick. And he kicks like a fucking mule, man. I'm like, I want to learn how to kick from that guy. I want to see somebody kicking through walls and shit. And Joe Rogan, if you have not seen Joe Rogan kick, look it up. That is one kicking SOB. Joe Rogan kick his ass off.
Yeah, I think you got a good point about the people that criticize. Like, some people criticize people that work too hard because they don't want to work that hard.
Yeah.
And like, you don't need to work that hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't trust trainers that look like shit.
Oh, fuck. And it's a gang of them, Joe.
A gang of them. Some of them are pretty popular.
Yeah.
And I see them, I'm like, what kind of body is that?
How do you get a fucking client?
Yeah.
With a body? They got to be great talkers. Got to be great talkers.
Well, they must have good degrees in physiology and this and that.
They must, man.
But I look at them, they look doughy. They're, I don't like what their chin looks like.
They
their
know
neck looks too skinny.
When I first got on YouTube, I'm fucking talking shit about them guys. I couldn't get a job as a personal trainer. I had all these fucking world championship certificates and shit, and they told me, you're not certified by this, not certified by that. We can't use you. And I'm like, fuck. You're a personal trainer? And this guy looked like he had never seen the inside never even drove by a fucking gym. And he's you're the head personal trainer here? I'm like, oh.
I wonder if someone could be a good trainer without ever really working out hard themselves. Isn't that sort of similar to someone saying that someone shouldn't be the commander-in-chief without having
It's very
served?
similar.
Yeah.
It's very similar.
If I'm going to work out, I want to work out with someone who's built like you. I want to work out with someone who's built like, oh, this motherfucker's lifted some weights. They understand.
Yeah.
They know what it takes to get big. They know what it takes to get strong.
It's like
not just in theory.
Yeah, it's like would you hire a boxing coach that never been a boxer, that's never been in the ring, that's never?
Doesn't seem wise.
No, I couldn't do it.
But I think some people. The interesting thing is some trainers are just really good martial artists, and they never have competed. I don't understand how that works, though. It doesn't make sense to me. And then they would say that, you know, their skills in teaching things, it's not in fighting itself. But I think some of the best fighters are the best coaches, or there have been fighters.
Yeah.
Some of the best.
Yeah. I totally agree, because they know what the fighter's going through. Mm-hmm. And that's part of it. It's not just the skill, you know, the techniques, the kicks, the punch. It's not just that. They know everything, because they've been there. Mm-hmm. They know what, you know, they know everything from the ring walk to what it's like when it gets hard. Right. When you're down on the cards.
Yes.
They know that. They've experienced that. Yeah. And a guy that's never been through that, he'll be lost in that situation. He don't know what the fuck to tell you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that's with most things in life, right?
Yeah.
If someone's going to give you advice on something, they better have some actual real-world experience.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a necessity, but what the fuck do I know?
You know a lot, man.
I'm just this kid from Compton. Well, I ain't a kid, but I'm just this old guy from Compton. Yeah. But a lot of good stuff comes out of Compton, man. Dr. Dre came from Compton.
A lot of good stuff comes out of pressure.
Yeah. For sure.
Compton's pressure.
Yep, that is definitely pressure.
Bad things come out of it as well.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I mean, it's not ideal.
Yeah.
But damn, if you can make it through.
Oh, man.
That's a crazy thing. Like, you don't want your children to suffer. But the people who do suffer, god damn, they come through with some incredible character. It's a conundrum, right?
Wow. Yes, it's such a... I think that, you know, people tell me, Joe, people tell me I get letters and DMs and stuff from people from all over the planet, and so many different races. And that's Russian, Ethiopian, people from Sri Lanka, everywhere. Hey, CT, it was something about your story. If it was your childhood, your health problems, how you went through that and overcame, gave me inspiration to go through my problems. That is the best feeling in the world, Joe. And when I hear that, I'm like, everything I had to go through or everything I went through, I didn't volunteer to die. I mean, or it wasn't my choice. If I had a choice, I'd have been perfectly fucking healthy. But going through it, if it could help that guy in Sri Lanka, that guy in Russia, the guy in Prague, the guy in Ireland, if it could help them, then it was so worth it. It ain't even funny. I'd do it all over again tomorrow. Just because this guy says that it helped me get through something.
Inspiration.
Oh, man.
Inspiration's very, very, very valuable. Very valuable and really hard to, I mean, it's hard to quantify. If you had to explain inspiration to someone who's never experienced it, be like, someone else doing something good makes you feel like you can do something good? Like, it seems like it shouldn't. Like, it shouldn't have anything to do with you. Yeah. But it does.
It does. I'm my first one of the, we go to do these expos and stuff, and people come, and some people wait in line 2 or 3 hours to shake my hand. And I think that's so crazy, Joe. I mean, who the fuck am I? Who am I? I am nobody. I'm nobody. I ain't done nothing.
Well, stop and think about this. Many of your videos have like more than 1 million views.
Yeah,
so
that's crazy.
You're not nobody.
It's crazy.
But that's not nobody. Like, everybody's somebody, right? I mean, that's an old saying.
Yeah.
The reality is you have reached out with your videos and touched. And if you saw 1 million people in front of you, you'd freak the fuck out, right? Well, you've more than that. You've touched many more than that. Millions and millions of people.
It is absolutely crazy to me, Joe. I just can't. But because the first video I get on YouTube, I go, hey, look, I don't give a fuck if you listen to me or not. Who would listen to somebody who says that?
Me.
You know what I mean? I'm like,
me, I listen to you.
Like, turn me the fuck off. I don't give a fuck. And, you know, and people, and I'm getting a fucking 1 million people looking at that shit. And I'm like, man, it's just so crazy. It's so, because like I said, I consider myself the least of the least, the lowest of the lowest, the bottom of the barrel. And I'm just, you know, people say, "Oh, CT, you're the greatest. You're a king. You're a god." I'm like, no, I'm not. I ain't none of that stuff. I'm nothing, man. I'm absolutely nothing.
Well, that's not true either. What you are is an exceptional person. The thing about exceptional people is they're self-critical. And one of the reasons why you got to be so good at what you chose to be obsessed by is that you worked hard to constantly improve. So when you're constantly working hard to improve, you're not thinking, I'm the best. You're like, God damn, I got to go to work. I got to get this in. I got to get this done. And so when people tell you you're great, you're like, what are you talking? I'm working. I'm over here working. I'm trying to get better.
Great, man.
That's inspiring to people, though. The thing about what inspiration does to people, it's almost like a type of intangible fuel.
Oh, man.
It can change lives.
Joe, people come to me in the line, they gotta tell me, you know, a grown man, he starts crying.
Whoa.
Gets down on his knees.
Okay, you might want to stay away from that guy.
This guy's crying. He get down on his knees, and tell me, "Oh, CT, you changed my life. You kept me from committing suicide."
Oof.
I've heard that story that because of me, they didn't take their own life at least 100 times.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan, what I have gone through to save, if these people are saying that I saved their life because I didn't give up, because I didn't give in, because I kept the faith and kept going. I was going to do that anyway, Joe. That's just me.
Right.
But it changed their life for them to tell me something like that. I'm like, fuck, I'd do this shit all over again tomorrow.
Well, you know, it's like what we were saying earlier about people that don't have anything that they're inspired by. And I was saying, maybe I wish I saw them when they were young. Like maybe if you got a hold of them when they were young, you could teach them the value of expressing themselves and competing or doing something where you get like positive feedback from your effort. And I think that some people, they don't ever get that. And so when someone gets that from someone like you, when they get that fuel, that intangible fuel that you get when you get inspired by somebody, it's so emotional because it really is like you gave them a gift. And that gift, we model ourselves after other successful people. We do it all the time. Either, hopefully, if everything goes great, you model yourself after your parents, or you model yourself after your uncle, your brothers and sisters, or whoever it is that's around you that seems to be exceptional. And that fuels people. It helps people. It means a lot to people. Sometimes people don't have that, so they got to look inward. They got to, it's like that old Whitney Houston song. Everybody's searching for a hero.
Oh, yeah.
That song?
Yeah, yeah.
It was like on the Muhammad Ali life story. That was the song that the original version of that song was on it was like a docudrama on Muhammad Ali's life. But that sometimes you don't find someone for a long time, and then when you do, it changes your whole life. You find someone, maybe it's just a YouTube video, and it's you saying it's still your motherfucking set, and it's you just pushing people and telling people to go get after it, and people see that, and all of a sudden it's like they get goosebumps, their heart starts racing. It's like you gave them a drug, like you gave them fuel. And then they want to change their life. Then they want to watch you tomorrow. Then they want to watch you when they're at lunch break. They want to watch you. They're taking a shit. They're watching you on their phone. But that's fuel, and you literally can change a person's life through that because we need each other. I mean, it's one more piece of evidence that we need each other, and that we have this sort of very strange, loose-fitted community of all human beings together. When someone like you does something that's exceptional and says something that's exceptional and has these inspirational words, it can change a person's whole life, change their whole path, change who they are. I've gotten so many messages from people that say, I lost 130 pounds. I did this. I got off sugar. I'm fucking running every day. I hit the gym 5 days a week now. I'm a different person. I'm drinking water. I'm exercising. I take vitamins. I'm eating healthy. I got more juice. I got more energy. My whole life is different now.
Because
I'm more positive.
Of you.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
But how does that make you feel, Joe?
Obligated.
Oh.
No.
No. I know exactly what you mean.
You feel like you have to keep going.
You can't fail.
Yeah.
You can't fail. You can't, because now you got all these people who are looking up to you.
Yeah. I don't want that. I definitely don't want anybody looking up to me, but I do like people being inspired. And if people get inspired by me, I'm happy. But,
They do, Joe. They looking up to you. You can't help it, man. You can't help it. I don't want it. I mean, I always say it all the time.
Yeah.
I'm nobody. Nobody. Don't look at me, man. Don't look at me. I talk about a higher power. Look at the higher power, man. Don't look at me.
We fucking need each other, man.
Yeah.
We all need each other.
Yeah.
We really do. There's something beautiful about that, though. You can't just go it alone. You really do need each other. And like if you accomplish everything you ever wanted to accomplish, but nobody's there with you, nobody cares, nobody likes you, that don't mean shit.
Yeah.
It's useless.
Absolutely.
Like love is the most important thing. And that sounds so cliche, but without love, it's all useless.
Yeah.
It's all useless.
Yeah,
You don't. There's no personal satisfaction in accomplishments if nobody loves you. You're not going to enjoy it.
Yeah, at least your family.
Yeah,
yeah,
everybody. And the more you can spread positive energy, the more people will love you. The more you'll have that community of love. You know, and that's
it's just like I told you, Joe. I never expected to even live past 40. People tell you. I always think about I'm the little kid that used to hide in the closet when I would hear my dad's keys rattling the door or his car pull up and go. I would hide in the closet or try to hide. Man, I didn't want him to see me. I didn't want him to just. I'm that kid, dude. And my dad would always tell me that, you're never going to be nothing. You're never going to do this. You're never going to do. And so I'm that kid.
So that still fucks with you.
Oh, to come from, no, I'm reminded of it. I think about that when people tell me, oh, you're great, CT. Oh, you're, no, man. I come from, I'm you, man. I wash dishes. I cut grass. I pump gas. I'm those people.
Yeah.
I bust tables as a kid. I washed. I
did all those things too. Yeah.
And
I know what you mean.
I'm the people that are saying that I'm great. No, man. I'm you.
Yeah.
I'm you.
Yeah.
I'm not anything other than you.
That's so important for people to hear, though.
Yeah,
that they are you, but that they can be someone like you too if they put in the kind of time and effort that you put in. That's the real message. The real message is we all started from no. I mean, we all had bullshit jobs. We all felt like losers, but through time and effort, you build a stronger human. You build a stronger body. You build a stronger mind. You build accomplishments and will and momentum, and then you look back and you go, hey man, I'm not washing tables anymore. I'm not washing dishes. I'm not cutting lawns. I'm not digging ditches.
Yeah.
I'm a different person now, but I used to be.
And these desire not to be that person, not to stay in that. That's what.
That's the hardest part, right? Is to get out of that rut when you ain't got shit and there's nothing going on. To have faith then is so difficult. To have faith when you're successful, it's like, listen, bitch, you've been successful for a while. Of course you got faith. Just keep doing what you're doing.
That's easy.
It's it's like
absolutely right.
It's like you already got up the hill. Now you're just coasting.
Yeah.
You're just rolling down the hill. Everything's great.
That's the easy
part. It's all
part.
Smooth sailing.
Yep.
The hard part is getting up that fucking hill, especially if you got a dad you're hiding from, especially if you feel like you're a loser, or you never really had anything in your life that you could look back on and say, hey, I was really good at that. And there's a lot of people out there listening to this. There's so many people that are in that starting point. Like the people that come up to you and say, I don't know what to do. What should I do? How do I do it?
Yeah.
How do I get going? Well, you're going to have to figure it out, one foot in front of the other.
Exactly.
You're going to have to find a thing and keep working at it and get better at it. That's one of the things that I like so much about martial arts. They let anybody in.
Yep.
Anybody in, and then from learning how to do that, you get better, and then you realize, damn, I can get better at anything.
Yeah.
Because it's so. The first time I ever did jiu-jitsu, I remember just being manhandled so bad, going, man, I'll never be good at this. This is terrible. I'm fucking awful at this. And this is I'd already been a black belt in Taekwondo and already kickboxed, already did a bunch of shit. And I was like, I can't believe I'm starting from scratch again.
Yep.
But at least I knew then that I already done that before. I'd already started from scratch.
Exactly.
So I had some experience and started from scratch. I'm like, all I have to do is just put in the time and the effort here.
The desire to get better.
Yeah, that's for everybody. Just find a thing.
Everything.
And if you find a thing, well, like particularly martial arts, because you get belts and ranks, and then you can see how you're doing with opponents, especially jiu-jitsu. I like that one the most because you're not getting hit. I think there's so many people that, especially if you go to a bad gym, in the early days, people are going to tune you up.
Yeah.
They're going to beat you up.
Yep. Yeah.
You could get some real damage from that.
That'll discourage a lot of people.
Yeah, but if you could just find a thing and work hard at that thing, you'll realize through that thing that you can get good at anything with time and effort.
I mean, you pick the thing.
Yeah, pick the thing. pick the thing. Whatever the thing calls to you. Whatever calls to you.
Yep, the desire to change, to not to change those circumstances, whatever they might be.
Yeah.
As long as you have to have that desire, the will to change those circumstances.
Yeah.
That's your start right there, man. No matter how bleak it may seem, but if you have the will, the desire to change it, there's your starting point.
Since you started doing these videos on YouTube to now, how much of a difference has it made in the types of people that come to your gym and then the numbers of people that come in?
I have Joe Rogan's phone number. I have Terry Cruz's phone number. I have Dr. Dre's phone number.
Yeah, I saw you took a lot of pictures with Dr. Dre recently.
Man,
You've been hanging out with him a lot?
Dr. Dre, I know you guys look at the news and you might see, hey, don't say nothing bad about Dr. Dre in front of me.
What news?
Dr. Dre is an incredible individual. Incredible. Dr. Dre, I call him Dre now. Dre is an incredible individual. His heart is huge. Huge, Joe. I can't tell you how huge, because he told me not to. But
there
Dr.
he is
Dre,
with you.
Yes, he's an incredible individual.
He was jacked at one point in time, right?
Yes.
He got huge.
Yes, he did.
He still looks great.
He told me he's in very good shape right now. He's a lot of cardio, eats really well. Matter of fact, he's got this trail he challenged me to try hiking up a hill, and I'm not ready for it, Joe. But Dr. Dre, if you're listening, I'm going to make it up that fucking trail. I might have to roll down, but I'm going to make it up. He's in great shape, but he's a great human being. He's a very good human being.
That's awesome to hear. I love hearing that.
Yeah, just down to earth.
So he shifted his training from he got really big at one point in time.
His goal,
I saw him at the Comedy Store one night, and he looked like The Rock.
Yeah.
He was huge.
Huge, exactly. He's more, health oriented and cardio, and he wants to, he said his goal is to get down to 200 pounds of just lean, low body fat percentage muscle.
What does he weigh now?
210, I think he said. And with me and him around the same weight. And my goal is also to get down to 200 pounds. I want to be 200 pounds, which I haven't been in a long time, but I want to be 200 pounds.
Well, there's pictures of you when you were powerlifting.
Yeah.
You were huge.
Yeah, 325.
You were 325?
325.
Oh, my God.
At my height, man.
Wow.
Yeah, I ain't the tallest motherfucker in the world, so... Yeah.
You were as wide as a building, though.
Yeah, I was
God damn.
big.
325 is so
325,
big.
Yeah.
So you were 115 pounds heavier than you are now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you see why I say I feel like I'm a skeleton now.
15-pound steaks.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel like a skeleton now compared to this, man. But
just stop and think of that. 115 one-pound steaks. Just slap. All that meat.
Big old, just a lot of meat,
that meat
man.
just everywhere.
Yeah.
Shoulders.
And I didn't care. I'd almost pass out tying my shoes, get out of breath, walking to the front fucking door. I'm like, oh, fuck. Jehovah's Witnesses are at the door again. Oh, fuck. I gotta walk all the way.
You were saying you had a terrible diet back then, too.
Oh,
right?
it was horrible.
There you are. Look at you.
Yeah, that's my fat ass.
Jesus Christ, look how big you were.
Yeah, that's my fat ass.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That ain't all fat, man. That's you look gigantic.
Yeah, I was a fat fuck, man. And I'm trying to get like the other guy on the lean CP on the other side.
How much did you weigh on the other side?
On the other side, I was probably about 220, but I want to get down to 200 pounds. That's the goal by 60 is to be 200 pounds.
Jesus Christ, look at the size of your arm. That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Look at the size of that fucking arm. That is so preposterous. And the tricep line, the line between the tricep and the bicep, that's
that looks a little sharp to me, man. I think somebody added on.
You think so?
Yeah, that's a little add-on.
I don't think so. Stop lying.
I think they helped me out a little bit.
I don't think so. You look pretty young there, too.
Yeah, I was actually 51 when I just...
In that picture?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Go back to that again. That's 50 with no steroids. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I just won a natural... had a professional... a natural professional division. So I won the over 50 category.
Wow.
That's how I got my pro card as a bodybuilder. But no, it looks a little. That ain't me.
Yeah, that's a white dude.
That's a big difference.
So we were talking about people that come to your gym, though, man. I mean, they must flock to you now.
I flock. I don't know.
But it's kind of cool though, because you have sort of you've taken on this role as a guru. I mean, that's one of the things that a lot of people have gotten from your videos and these. I mean, there's motivation from, a lot of people can give you motivation. Some of that motivation seems stale. And then there's some people that give you motivation like, wow, that's live. That shit's live. Your motivation is live. It's real. You can tell it's not scripted.
Yeah,
no one's
it's
telling you what
definitely
to
not
see.
scripted. I think
from the heart.
Yeah, definitely. Everything is right off the top of the head, man. I think, but a guru, that's another title I think I'm definitely not worthy. Maybe people say, "Oh, he's an OG, an old guy."
There you go.
That's more closer to. I've been around long enough. So
well, you're also like people turn because of the fact that you've been around, you've done so much. The people will turn to you and say, "Hey, this is a person with real life experience. You really have done things."
Yeah, I've done some stuff.
When you start talking about pushing yourself, people understand this is coming from life experience. This is real. And that's the difference. That's why it resonates with people. It resonates with people because it's authentic.
Oh, man, that's such a high compliment. I appreciate that, Joe. Thanks. It most definitely is real.
There's a lot of people out there listening to this that know you, that are nodding their head right now in appreciation and understanding. They know what we're saying. They know that when you fire me the fuck up, dude. Those videos, I get fired up.
Hey, now that's high praise right there.
It's not just me, man. There's a lot of other people. But that must have led a lot of people to come to your gym.
Yeah, I get people from. I guarantee that I'm going to be there on Wednesday nights because people come all the time expecting me to be at the gym 24 hours a day.
Right. Where is the gym?
It's in Signal Hill, California. And
it's Iron Addicts, right?
Yes, Iron Addicts Gym in Signal Hill, California. And there's a rumor that we're going to be opening up another one here pretty soon.
Where?
We haven't decided yet.
How about over here?
Decided. That's a possibility.
People need a hardcore gym out here.
That is a possibility.
Where are you thinking?
We're an area where people can afford the membership. That's what we're thinking, man. So because where I'm at now, Joe, I tell you, I could make a lot more money, but first responders, firemen, policemen, all vets, paramedics, they train at the gym for free.
Good for you.
Yeah, I don't charge them nothing, man.
That's amazing.
It's the least I could do. I think it's the least I could do.
That's beautiful.
So, I could make more money, but that's something that I choose to do. Man.
Good for you.
Yeah. But, we're thinking about opening up another one in a area where people got some money.
Well, when you do, man, let me know, and I'll get that bat signal up in the sky.
Oh, hell yeah. Definitely, Joe Rogan.
I know a lot of people want to go there.
I seen one podcast where you had one of my T-shirts on.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, Joe. I really appreciate that.
Oh, my pleasure, brother.
I was so fucking excited when I seen that. Somebody seen it first. One of my kids seen it first because they're all the time on social media. Hey, Dad, look at you. And I'm like, oh, fuck, that's cool.
Well, I was happy for you to see that your poster's hanging up in the green room,
that's
too.
Unbelievable. Joe Rogan's got my poster hanging up in his green room. That's cool, man. That is so cool.
So you're there every Wednesday?
Every Wednesday night. And that's when the gym is pretty packed. On Wednesday nights, we do a live workout, and people come.
And you take people through this workout?
Oh yeah, if they come on Wednesday nights, I've trained people. It's on Wednesday nights. It's absolutely free. See, that's another reason I don't make money. I have people come over on Wednesday nights. They train for absolutely free. All you got to do is sign the waiver. So if you get fucked up, it's on you. You don't try to sue me or nothing like that. But if you come on Wednesday night and sign the waiver, it's absolutely free.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I yell and scream at them. Hey, yell at me, CT. Call me a motherfucker. People have it's so funny. They want me to call them a motherfucker. And I'm like, I've been calling people a motherfucker, since the 5th grade for nothing. Now they want.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. And now they want me to call them a motherfucker. I'm on Cameo, and on the Cameo they can. For $25, I'll cuss them out.
Oh, that's that app, application?
Yeah, the Cameo app. And for $25, I cuss them out, and I'm like, damn, I used to cuss people out for nothing.
That's how many of those do you do?
I do about 10 a day.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Cuss them out, man. Wish my happy fucking birthday, CT. You know, wish them happy birthday or whatever the fuck they want.
Right.
$25, man.
That's very reasonable.
Yeah. It used to be more, and I said, nah, fuck it, I'll make it cheaper so more people can afford to do it. I don't mind cussing them out.
Yeah, I would say you got a heart of gold, but you have a new heart.
Yeah.
So you got a new heart of gold.
Definitely.
But you really do, man. The way you look at things it's very cool. It's very cool. The way you let first responders and firefighters and veterans work out for free, and the Wednesday night working out for free and all that. Your heart is in the right place. Your mind is in the right place.
I try to.
It is, man. It is. Yeah. So, like, the environment around the gym, how much did it change once you started putting up those videos?
It's the type of gym. My gym is the type of gym that if you don't, I gotta say this. We got number 2 behind Gold's Gym as a favorite hardcore gym in America. Iron Addicts Gym.
Really?
Get behind Gold's Gym, man.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
You can't beat Gold's Gym because you might be number 1. But people are always gonna vote for Gold's Gym number 1 because it's just.
But to
so
be
iconic.
Second behind
that's
Gold's,
incredible.
That's an honor, man.
That's what I'm saying. I think you won.
That was a super honor.
I feel like you got first place because you can't really defeat Gold's Gym.
Yeah, people coming, from they say I'm from Lithuania, CT, and we were in town on vacation. One place we wanted to go was your gym.
Wow.
I love that kind of stuff, man.
That's amazing.
It is so gratifying, cause but it's not. Planet Fitness.
No.
Family Fit. It's hardcore.
I love the way it looks.
Yeah.
It looks like it's just like a fucking tornado ran through it.
Yeah, but if you don't love that, then
I love it. I love it. The
weight.
Weights look like everybody's been lifting with them. Yeah, that's what I like. Shiny, pretty
too.
weights. Get the fuck out of here with that.
But see, that's your if you have that kind of mentality, then you'll love it.
Yeah.
But if some people going like, oh no, I don't know, that's not my cup of tea, then you won't.
Yeah.
But thank goodness there's enough people like us. And my daughter's like, could you just recover this one bench right here? Because they got a lot of like the stuffing's coming out.
Right.
And I look at it and I'm going, fuck, this is perfect.
Yeah.
And my daughter's like, no, put a cover on.
It's got like a patina.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like it too, man. I like seeing shit that's chipped up a little bit and banged up.
That's me, man.
Especially if you're going to go put yourself through hell.
Yeah. You like cars too.
Yeah. Love cars.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
You love cars too?
I love cars.
You got a Corvette too, don't you?
Yeah, 65.
I know, man. See, it's fucking badass too. But you didn't know that I'm a car nut too.
I do know you're a car nut. We talked about it.
We did?
Yeah, yeah.
When you get old, you forget
what do you
shit,
have?
man.
What do you have?
Oh, I have 4 Corvettes.
4?
And I know you're a Corvette, man.
Damn.
I have a 65, a 72, a 74, and a 71. I got a lot of C3s.
Oh, those are the C3s. Is that you?
Yeah, that's one
yours?
of them. Yeah, that's
wow.
One. Damn, you are good on that
James
thing, man. You speak about
that's yours too.
Yeah, that's mine too.
Oh, that one's nice. Black with the side pipes.
That's 427 tri-carb right there.
Ooh, that's a beautiful one. What year is that?
That's 72.
So that's all Generation 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My neighbors hate me. That fucker is loud, man.
I bet. That
loud.
Year is amazing. Yeah. Those are gorgeous cars, man.
Yeah, well, nothing compared to what you got, but I like them, man.
Oh, I love them. Yeah. I love Corvettes. I like the new ones too. I like all of them.
Yeah, well, you got something else besides the Corvette too. I heard about, but I haven't seen. I've seen the Corvette, but what else you got?
I have a '69 Nova that they're building right now.
I did see that. I think I did see that. And you everything's like super new under it's
yeah. I don't like old shit like drum brakes and fucked up suspensions where you can't go around corners. Yeah, I'm not interested in dying. Not like that.
Oh man.
Yeah, I like what they call resto mods.
Yeah, that's it. That's
is that what you did to yours?
Oh no. The yellow one I got from a guy who was a plastic surgeon, and that was like his bottom of the line car, but he did everything to it. It's got the suspension and everything, and
Makes a big difference.
yeah. I can drive that thing anywhere. But the black one, 427 tri-carb, it's old school.
Old school all the way?
Yeah,
Even
man.
the brakes?
No, it's got disc brakes.
Okay, yeah, that's
But,
where you got to draw the line.
Yeah, I gotta be able to stop. Gotta be able to stop. But that fucker is, and actually, I like shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind the rest of them, but I like old shit, man. I like old houses. I like old cars. I collect old bikes.
Character.
Yeah, just old shit. I just love old shit, man.
I do too. Yeah, I think there's character to old things.
Yep.
It's like either you like it or you don't. Like some people just like everything new and modern and shiny. Like when I started making money, I started buying older cars. I like older shit. They just have a different feel to them.
Totally. And I have a. Yeah.
Is this
that's
your
my
truck?
latest truck, man.
When did you get this?
I got that probably 6 months ago.
What year?
Look at the window on it. See, I like that motherfucker, man.
Yeah, look at all the patina on that
It's
thing.
a crew cab. It's a 61 crew cab. Wow. You can't find those crew cabs. And it came from the factory, a crew cab, man.
Wow.
That truck looks like me. Bashed in windows and shit, scars and shit.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love it. You drive that around?
That motherfucker. No, you know what? I'm waiting. I am going to get the body work done on that motherfucker because
It's got some holes in it.
Oh, it's pretty beat up.
Yeah.
It's pretty. I got to get the body work done.
But
before
it's
I drive
funny
it
though.
around.
There's something to that. When you look at those old cars, you realize like, they don't make anything like this anymore.
No, man. They don't, the style. They really put a lot into style.
Yeah.
Cars in the 50s and 60s, man.
They do now, but it just doesn't seem the same. Even if they look good. Like a new Corvette, like a 2019 Corvette, it's a beautiful car. But you look at that old truck, it does not have what that truck has. It's like it'll put a smile on your face just driving it.
Man, one of my biggest joys is sitting behind the wheel of that one of those old cars, man. It just makes me, I feel like a young motherfucker when I'm sitting there, like a kid.
Yeah. Like it's a toy.
Oh.
Yeah. Like a ride, like you're driving around in a ride.
It is.
Yeah.
And it's so much joy. You pull up to a stoplight, some motherfucker, you look over the car next to the guy's giving you a thumbs up. Man, I be cheesing from ear to ear when that happens.
And you don't even have to drive those fast.
No.
Yeah.
You
Like
don't have
even that
to.
Corvette. Like,
No, you don't have to. Every once in a while, it's fun to, break them loose. It's a little fun to break them loose.
yeah.
But, you don't have to drive fast.
Well, for a power lifter, though, it's almost like mandatory for you to have some sort of a muscle car.
Yeah, I guess so.
It seems like it goes with the territory, doesn't it? Like a big block engine. There's you.
Yeah.
Oh, somebody got a video you driving by?
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I like that.
Do you get recognized a lot?
More than I'm still shocked. But, I go to the store. Hey, see, I was walking down the street the other day, and the guy, hey, CT! I was yelling and screaming from the car. And I'm like, man, how do you even know who the fuck I am? Because I figure if you're not a weightlifter, and you don't look at YouTube, then, and I know that's a lot of people. How would anybody, would even know who the fuck I was? And so I was still shocked by it, but I get recognized more than I thought I would. Put it that way.
This CT Fletcher 2.0 this life that you're living right now.
Yes.
What is different in like what you're trying to accomplish?
Oh man, the first one, was me, and this 2.0 guy is so much more concerned about other people and doing something to help somebody else is so much more important than like my initial videos. You see, I was like, you may not know me now, but you will. I'm gonna do this, and what this guy, fuck that guy. I'm the king. I'm the beast. I'm the baddest one. I'm the baddest man on the planet. And as I. And now I consider myself, this new guy is so insignificant that it's not even funny, man. Just. Fuck CT Fletcher.
Does it feel weird to have completely shifted your consciousness like that?
It does. A little weird at times. It feels a little weird.
Like you're not even you?
But so much, it's me. and I know it's me, but I feel so much better. So much better, man. It was when the focus was on me, you know. This new version, I feel so much better that I'm trying to bring people together. I'm trying, like I have my mission, my purpose is so much greater. I'm trying to do some good. The OG Fletcher, that's my mom. That's the lady who kept me from being completely retarded as a kid. The OG Fletcher Heart Foundation, you know, I chartered a nonprofit organization in the name of my mom, and it's to people, because transplant is a very, I mean, a lot of people, if it wasn't for the Army, if it wasn't for me being a veteran, there's no way I could afford a transplant. It's $1 million procedure. Yeah, I didn't have no fucking $1 million, sure. So, but there's other, even if you have insurance, there's other things that comes up. You know, say the head of the family has to have a transplant, a heart transplant. He's out. Okay, his medical bills are taken care of, but what about how's his wife going to pay the mortgage? How's she going to buy gas? How's she going to feed the kids? I started the OG Fletcher Heart Foundation to help people with that, to help the mom who's still at home, who still has to pay the bills and stuff, because insurance doesn't cover everything. To help the people that don't, you know, and I haven't even had my first event or anything like that. I just paid the lawyer for to get the name and stuff and secure. But I had to start. You got to start somewhere, and that started. I had the vision in my head. I'm gonna do something for my mom, so her memory, you know, will go on. You know, even after I'm dead and gone, the OG Fletcher Heart Foundation will still be around. I'm gonna do something to honor her, because that woman, you know, everything I am is because of her. So I want to do something to honor her. I just got all these things I want to do to help my veterans, the PTSD. I got so many goals and stuff to live for, Joe. Now I don't know what to do, and I don't know how much time I got to do it. I could, you know, walk out of here and drop dead. I don't know, but I'm gonna be goddamn sure I'm not gonna waste 1 second of it. I'm gonna be trying. I'm on the Joe Rogan show, and I'm talking Joe Rogan podcast, and I'm talking about it right now. So I'm doing something about it, Joe. Ways donor awareness.
It's beautiful to see your transformation, man. It's beautiful to see this evolution of you as a person. And it's beautiful to see that you got through this, you know, terrible scare, but came out a better person.
Oh, man. Yeah, it's something else. I remember the last time we were talking, and I said, yeah, they tell me I need a heart transplant. You know, a heart transplant? Oh, my God, dude, are you scared? I'm like, no, Joe, I'm not scared, but it's something else, man. It is. It's
crazy to see you a year later.
Yeah.
Now you have it.
Yep.
And you're just this different human, man.
Yeah, and I'm back on the Joe Rogan. Hey, Joe. Thank you, man.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much for this.
Thank you for being you.
It was so many people come up to me and tell me that, you know, I found out about you from the Joe Rogan podcast. From Joe Rogan podcast, that's how I know who you are. So this opportunity, the opportunity you gave me last time, opened up so many more doors, man. And so to be back on here, I can't thank you enough, man. This is fantastic.
Well, listen, brother, it's my pleasure. And for people that are listening that have never heard you before or watching, you got to go watch his videos. This is the reason why you got on in the first place. I got so inspired by your shit and seeing you online with these videos, and it just shows your passion and your motivation. And now to see you, this new person, on top of that, still have the passion, but now you're like this new enlightened CT Fletcher. It's beautiful to see, man.
A lot of people are going to get a good laugh for that.
But you are, man. You're like, I could tell the moment I saw you today. It's like you got a different energy about you. It's really interesting.
Oh man, I was so happy to see you.
I'm so happy to see you too, man. I'm so happy to see this new lease on life you have.
Oh my God, Joe! I was just very happy to see you, Joe. And look, I'm alive, Joe.
You're alive, man. You're alive.
Yeah.
And getting better every day.
And getting better is talking shit and stronger every day. Man.
Tell people how to get a hold of you on social media. What is your Instagram?
You know what? CTFletcher.com. That's all
CT
they
Fletcher
gotta
for
know.
everything. Go there.
CTFletcher.com.
You can find everything and search them out on YouTube.
Everything. Man.
Signal Hill,
Yep.
Iron Addicts Gym. And then when you do open up a new one, please let me know. And we'll absolutely let everybody know where, and we'll get there for the grand opening and blow that motherfucker up.
Hey, Dr. Dre, if you're listening, I want you there, man.
Dr. Dre, he's going to run that hill.
Yeah. I promise you, Dr. Dre, I'm going to make it up that hill.
I believe it. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man.
You,
I really
Joe.
appreciate you.
I really appreciate you.
CT Fletcher, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
That was awesome.
I have no idea.